Fucking Zuka.
Alright, folks.
Fucking Zuka.
Yeah, Blues ain't happy with Zuka these days. But this is episode 10, and I think we fixed the audio. We've been having audio problems. I was talking to Blues. Listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Podcast episodes 1 through 10 have been we're downgrading them to the practice episodes. So if you're the super duper fan, you can listen to this shit and it's all sorts of fucked up sometimes. But that's, we're trying to inspire kids with that. We're like, look, we could be fuck ups too before we get our shit together. Like that's so those are the practice this is the last practice episode, but this one's going to be on point. Because I already did the audio test and everything should be good. So here we go, man. We're in it. This is the episode. So we were talking about some stuff before the show started, and now we're going to talk about what's going on now. So I mean, and this could be I don't know if this is going to be a long one. There's not really much updated to talk about. As far as podcasts, as far as RPG site-wise. So,
do we want to talk about, No, we don't.
Talk about what?
No, we don't.
Blues has regrets. No, now you have to talk about it. It's going to be interesting.
No, we don't.
Blues wants to talk about... I know what he wants to talk about.
So what do we want to talk about?
He wants to talk about Magika Blues, because deep down in his heart...
Alright, so what we're going to talk about is... I am going to start playing more villains.
Dude, I told you, the problem isn't... The thing with you, the problem isn't that you play heroes. The problem with you is that you, your heroes, you make them too overpowered. Like, allow the members to be the main heroes, kinda.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
But if you want to be villains, you're gonna have the same. The problem with your villains are there's a lot of them are too OP too. Like, why not just make a henchman that works for like Tetra or something? Learn how to play an underpowered villain that's actually still interesting and people like. That's why people like Tetra. She's not overpowered, like. Or Moth Violet, because she's kind of an anti-hero, so she's not really a... Because you get yourself into more interesting situations, too, like with Moth Violet, I was fighting Magika... No, who was I fighting? I was fighting somebody and I got injured as her, and then, fucking Iona's Majin character, creeped up and was about to eat me, and she had to, say, no, let's be friends, I'll give you candy. Like, you're not going to get those kind of fun moments unless you make your characters vulnerable enough for that comedic moments,
Mm-hmm. Right,
members like that. Members like that. They like like that your villains are a little bit vulnerable, or they have weaknesses.
But see, Moth Violet ain't even a villain no more.
Yeah, because she kept getting her ass kicked by Rakutsu, so it's hard to really... She's like, I'm kind of getting tired of getting beaten up by this guy, so maybe I should, become a little bit, more of a better person. And then eventually she just kind of, she kind of rebelled against her master. So now she does her own thing with Rakutsu. Even though Moth Yokai is still there, she just kind of ignores him.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Well, what kind of villain?
I told you what I was gonna do.
No, you didn't. You told me what you're gonna do with Katagon, kinda.
No, I didn't. I told you what I was gonna do.
As far as a villain, a new villain.
Yeah.
So what about that Shin Sheik guy? The Dragon Ball hero you're gonna play. Remember Shin Sheik?
Who?
That fucking martial artist guy you were gonna play. That was gonna be under a lower power.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah, like you were already on the right track with Shang.
How the fuck did you fuck that up?
I don't know, man. Like, I haven't seen it. I haven't said his name enough to really memorize it like that. So that's why.
Shame.
Shang. Shang. So who are you gonna play?
I'm gonna keep playing Oob, but I'm gonna depower him.
Is like Boo gonna separate from him and shit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we're gonna have the Moth Violet versus Oob match. It's gonna shock people. But Krillin's gonna know because he's a premium member. Krillin's like, I get all the inside information. I'm special. He's like, that's right, you are.
He's got he's at the gold.
Yeah.
He's at the diamond tier on Patreon.
He's gonna be fucking. You know what? At the end of the year, I'm gonna give a prize away, and it's probably gonna be the Krillin because he's always here, and he motivates us by being here. So I'm gonna give him like
Member of
I don't
the
know.
year.
I'm gonna send him a Kawaii doll. That's what I'm gonna do. Everybody likes
What is
Kawaii.
it with you and these fucking Kawaii dolls?
It's either Kawaii dolls or I send him a DBZ figure. I'll give him a Krillin one. Buy him a Krillin DBZ figure. Send it to a P.O. box if you want to be anonymous. That's what Blue's... I was gonna give Blues a birthday gift, and he's afraid that if he gives me his address, like I'm gonna send him like random shit. Which I mean, I'm not below doing that because it'd be funny as fuck. But
yeah.
But
sure.
you can always have something sent to your local post office. Clues.
Nah.
Oh, whatever. Where am we? Oh, I'm in general chat. That's why. Let me go to talk to speak chat.
But no, I'm going to play. Get close. You need to hear this.
Yeah, you know, Alex used to do that, right? He used to give away prizes. I like that idea.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I mean,
it's only like, it doesn't even cost that much to buy a figure and give it to a member. So I might do that. I might do some member awards, and I got a little bit of spare cash, so I can do it. I'll send Sunpan a Sunpan.
You're broke.
Well, Sunpan hasn't won anything.
You're broke.
No, I'm not that. Well, I'm
poor.
not well off, but I'm not broke either.
You're a peasant. You're a peasant.
I got Hungarian blood running through my veins. Silence.
You're a Hungarian peasant.
I'm a Hungarian noble.
You're a Hungarian peasant.
Dude, I know I got Hungarian blood running through me. I got greatness.
You know, most African Americans in this country have 30% European ancestry.
Of course, that's why we're so light-skinned.
I'm not fucking. I'm more of a good chocolate, good mocha. If we're gonna go fucking white people terms.
Yeah.
Good mocha caramel.
We are basically, we're basically we're literally the black sheep of America, of the family.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we really are. That's the sad part. But I like to joke around about it.
I explained my entire plan to you in fucking
for Catagon. I don't know about
messages.
In Catagon, but I don't know about no other villain. Unless I'm missing something.
I told you I was gonna play Dr. Jerome.
Oh fuck. Oh no, not that.
I told you this whole fucking thing.
I remember that. Yeah, I mean that's
this entire thing.
I think you might need to. The only thing I would say about it is you might want to make it less elaborate because there's too many moving parts. Like either just make it about Jiro, I guess you could do it like that. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it.
You're mixed on it because you don't think it could work. You don't have any faith.
I do have some faith. I haven't said it was just horrible.
No, you don't.
When you first pitched the Jiro idea, I thought it was fucking horrible. Especially if it was going to be after this, just because nobody would have any investment in it. Because what I was afraid of is that you would go along with it, and a lot of the staff members we would help you, but we wouldn't be that motivated. And I know how it works. Like because you got to understand, like a lot of these members gravitate towards certain admins. Like Pan and Iona like to RP a lot with Astrid. Rakutsu and Zuka like to RP a lot with me, so they don't see us interested in it. It could cause problems, like where they wouldn't want to. Well, we lost Krillin. I thought he was #1 fan. There he is. There he is. So I don't.
That's just an option, though. I'm not that. That's just a.
Yeah, but no, I like that better. But especially after. There's gonna be a few events that probably happen after this one, like it's gonna be Catagon, then Astrid, and maybe like a Rom mini thing, and well, there'll be probably a parallel thing going on in space with Rom and Frieza. But like, yeah, after that you could do the Jiro thing because
all I know is, regardless of whether I use Dr. Gero or not, I am gonna do something with the Red Ribbon Army.
I like the idea.
I may not use Dr. Gero, but I'm gonna use the Red Ribbon Army for something.
What I like is with Astrid is they're kind of like they're not going down the android route. They're trying to create mechs. I kind of like that because it's fresh. Because it's kind of retarded that they're going to keep going back to androids when they cause so many problems. You know? Like at some point...
That's why all they got is Model X right now.
At some point they're going to have to be like, no, we can't have androids at all. Because that's what should happen. Like if you have another android, you know, going crazy, like basically then you're going to have a population that hates technology and is afraid of androids. So any robots, artificial AI, I mean, they already hate aliens. Like, so you traumatizing them more, they're gonna become basically basically Earth is gonna become, well, if you did it naturally, they'd become fascist as fuck, and they would hate robots and aliens and just anybody who's different because you're traumatizing them so much. Like that would be the natural thing they would probably go to. It's a strong central government that would protect them to give them a normal life again. They would gladly give away their freedoms, even though that's bad, and they would hate aliens and technology, like AIs. It'd be a dystopian nightmare. That's what you're creating, Blues.
What am I creating? A dystopian nightmare? Yes, I am. Because you know what? The world is already supposed to be coming to an end. Why? Because the Tree of Might is sucking this motherfucker dry.
Yeah, I think Kira's gonna try to take care of that, but
the Tree of Might is literally destroying the Earth as we speak.
Kira fucked up. You know how Kira fucked up? Because she rushed into battle, and she didn't. You know, I don't know what Kira was thinking, but basically what happened was she rushed into battle. Rom looked at Corson's like, look, I'm going to fire a Rom burner, and then you get her while she's distracted. And there's other Saiyans around, too, seeing that. And so if she dodges, Corson's going to attack her, and then other Saiyans. So she's kind of... She might be in a lot of trouble. Really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So... Hopefully some of the other heroes have to help her. You know, she's like, you know, it's funny to see what these guys are gonna do. Like, you know, Vegeta in West City, you know, Bulma and her family are still there. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my turn.
yeah, I know. I gotta get it. Is Vegeta? I guess Vegeta's gonna kind of keep an eye on Capsule Corp because. Yeah, they're there for a reason because I'm making it more interesting and dramatic. So I guess I could tell you. I could tell you what might happen. Is one of those helicopters that are flying around is going to get hit by a key blast, and it's going to go careening out of control and smash into Capsule Corp. And Bulma is going to get injured, and somebody might have to save her.
Oh.
And I'm not below killing off them either. If you know if it happens.
I like that.
You do like that. And
like
Chi-Chi's sleeping at the hospital.
I like that.
Yes. Vegeta's not going to take any of this well.
Yes. No, he will not. I got something for I got something for this motherfucker right here. Rage Vegeta, I've been waiting to use these fucking images, man. I've been waiting.
So he's just gonna flip the fuck out. Some people are gonna be shocked at what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna give it all away, but like some of it's gonna be fucking.
Krillin's premium member. He's the only one who gets to know this shit.
So you want me to tell you kind of what's gonna happen, what I want to happen?
Krillin's premium member.
Okay.
I don't know if he wants to. I don't know if he wants spoilers though. I don't think he does.
Does he want spoilers?
I don't think he does.
My lips are sealed. Okay. I want this saga to feel like nobody's really safe. Like, I mean, like I've already told the staff members, if you get your turn skipped and you're in battle, I'll fucking go after you. Not if you're injured and there's no way to escape, I'll call you dead. So a lot of people don't really realize that, but I've hinted and told people that I might do that. But beyond that, I mean, that's just, that's not that big of a deal. But like the NPCs I've set up, like, I mean, I've kept it open-ended that some of them might die. Like I have no problem killing off Bulma as an NPC or a family.
Hey Rob, I'm about to send you some in the DMs right the fuck now. Yes. Yes.
Oh, you wanted to be like, oh, okay, I could do that for you.
Yes.
See, am I bad? See, I'll do that for you. That'll be good.
Yes.
I'll leave it open-ended for you to decide if she lives or dies, if it's better for your Vegeta. So I'll have her like she's not doing well, and you can decide from there, because it is kind of that NPC is really attached to you. But what I might have happen is Chi-Chi die in the hospital because of Saiyan Warriors. Like a stray key blast hits it or something, and in the super laser, I kind of have an idea what Raditz is gonna do to, like, if he kind of gets, because the problem is with Raditz, he has Super Saiyan, but Goku has full power Super Saiyan, so the match is gonna go well for a while. But eventually Goku's gonna get the upper hand, and Raditz is gonna be like, "I got something for you." So he hooks his leg around his and grapples him, and he's like, "Remember this?" Boom! And they both just die. And that it's just gonna like this. I want this saga to change everything. Like people are gonna be like,
"Oh, so Vegeta's gonna have to fight Turles?"
Yeah, that's gonna be the surprise.
All right. I'm down.
Because I like that idea better, because Goku's always been the hero, and it's gonna shock people that Goku's and Chi-Chi might be dead, and that it's gonna be up to Vegeta out of all people. And then Krillin and Yamcha could be shocked as fuck, and maybe they could have to step up. They're like, Goku's dead. Like, oh shit, like this is real. So
I don't know. I might have him just like do support. I don't know.
I think if FT ever found out that his mother died, I don't even know what that guy would do. Like if you ever wanted to see him,
I probably have to have him leave that event and go into West City.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking owner.
But Blues, since Chi-Chi, since Bulma's really attached to you, when she does get injured, I'll leave it up to you if she dies or lives. It's kind of up to you. What would work better for your character? So.
Okay.
But have an idea.
FT would probably just.
Uh-oh. God damn it! Pan snooped in. The snoopers here.
Oh, Jesus.
She's like, I smell plot.
He could get news of Bulma's condition. Oh, wait a minute. Yo, Pan is playing Bulla too.
What do you mean Bulla's pregnant?
Pan is playing... No. Not Bulla's pregnant. I said Pan is playing Bulla too.
Oh, that's gonna be good, right? I told you it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah. This is juicy.
Now Blues is all excited. Now I gotta post this weekend. Make sure everything's on point.
You got to do it. You got to.
Yeah. So this is gonna be good. Like, I think people are underestimating how good the saga might turn out, because after this, it's like there's gonna be a definite before and after this. Like, before this saga, it was very Dragon Ball Z after the saga, post Saiyan invasion. It's kind of like this is completely a different universe or like setup. Like it's gone down, like this Earth has gone down a very dark path, you know. And Goku and Chi-Chi might just stay in heaven. They might just be like, you know what? I think that's what Goku should maybe do. Is like, you know what? I've been the hero long enough, and like all my enemies always come after me on Earth, so I'm gonna stay up here, you know, with my wife, and you guys handle it. I wanted him to really be more of a mentor, but the more I think about it now, it just seems. And you know what? If somebody ever wants to play Goku, they can. You know, they can always bring him back, but they have to use. They can't just like That's the difference between this side and others. Like, if you want to play a canon, you kind of have to accept the past histories of them. We can't have it to where like if Blues stops playing Vegeta, you know, and somebody else plays him, it's like he can erase everything Blues has done. Like that can't. That would make the story all sorts of fucked up. So as long as they're able to do that, I mean, they can do whatever they want. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. I think Blues agrees with me because Blues likes plot like me, so he's not the type that he's like, you know what? If somebody wants to take on Vegeta, they could just erase everything I done. Who gives a fuck? It's like, no, that's not good, Blues. It's not good because then everything's jumbled and nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think the saga finale is going to turn out great.
I can already...
No more spoilers. No more spoilers.
No more spoilers. I got a good feeling about it. Like, you're excited about it. I'm excited about it. You're more excited about it than you thought because you're like, oh, shit, yeah. But, see, that's what you can do, Blues of the Saga. That's why NPCs are important. Like, because you're adding to the stakes, you know, when you have your loved ones in it. You know, so it's going to be... Oh, Spanish Gohan's going to be so mad he missed out on this. It's like, I should have been there for Chi-Chi. It's like, yeah, you should have. Stop fucking milking cows in Spain or whatever the fuck you're doing and get on this shit. He's on some Spanish ranch, like milking cows.
Whatever Spanish people do on the regular.
Yeah, we don't know. We're ignorant Americans. We don't know what the fuck's going on. Like we all think that Canadians live in like Eskimo land and with pine trees and snow, and they like squeeze maple syrup out of trees and hunt beavers. Like I mean, even though that's not it at all. It's very.
Get their maple syrup directly from the tree.
Yeah, they literally just like they take a bowie knife and stab it in the tree, and the goodness syrup just pours out into pots. That's how
into the mason jars.
Yeah,
just mason jars of maple syrup.
Even though Canada's a lot like America, urbanized and shit, it's just fun that it's.
No, they're all Eskimos living in igloos.
It's fun. Even though I know a lot about the rest of the world, I'm pretty like compared to the average American, I'm pretty well versed. Like I know enough about like geography and shit that I know like we're like you know like fucking Forte lives like right by the Michigan lake, so I could make the joke about shooting him into Lake Michigan and it lands because he's like, oh, he knows that I live right next to the lake. Like there's some dumbasses that if he told him he was from Duluth, they would have no idea where that's at. They don't even know it's by Lake Michigan, you know. So I don't even know it's in Minnesota. Yeah, so I have a pretty good. I'm not saying I'm like super smart about the rest of the world, but I have enough to kind of fake being smart. But it's fun to just be an ignorant American sometimes and just troll people. Like, you know, I used to fuck with Iona and say like, you know, like is England like Harry Potter? Is it like that? Or there's some just dumb shit like that. But I don't know. Michigan? It's Michigan. Yeah, I used to draw maps as a kid. I could memorize how to draw the world. I was world building before I even knew what world building was, man.
No, you weren't.
I really was.
No, you weren't. Shut up. Quit lying.
That's why I used to be able to do maps so well on the... Like, I still like that map grid system we did on Old Legends. That was fucking good. Like, I'm definitely gonna bring that back.
I wish fucking Zeta boards had not caved. Gee, dear God.
Well, if we ever do a reincarnation of this site, or we just decide to move, we gotta get out of J-Sync. Fuck this site, dude. I don't know who convinced you, but they were wrong. They were wrong!
J-Sync.
They were wrong. So now we're all excited about the saga. So now it's getting good. This is getting good.
The space part's gonna be fucking dope.
Oh fuck yeah! Because do the members really know they don't have to play their characters? They can NPC a fighter pilot. They all need to know that. They all need to know that they can NPC a fighter pilot if they want, or a mech pilot. I guess Sunpan wanted to copy Astrid, which I don't mind. If you can either do a fighter pilot or a mech, or you can play your character if they can, make it up that high. I guess. So. But that special stage actually has to stop at a point because I need it to, so for everything to make sense. So don't expect it to fully conclude.
If you NPC as a fighter pilot or whatever, yes, you will still get games.
Yeah, you'll get games.
If you NPC a fighter pilot or a mech pilot.
Yeah, just like it would like if you played your own character. It's kind of my fault. I should have explained it better in the 3-step. That's what I like is I broke the saga down into 3 steps. Like do this, do that, and of course there's always that guy, and it had to be Stoner Piccolo.
No, that only applies to the C box. If you want to RP as a fighter pilot in the saga event, you can do that. But if you want to NPC people in the C box, yeah, you have to have your character involved.
I've been playing Moth Violet a lot lately. I feel like I've been neglecting my other characters. I've been indulging in Delia Lumen's show a little too much.
Yeah, it seems like you get off on this.
Why do you have to make it weird, Blues? Thanks, You gotta make it weird. She has you know what it is? She has an interesting story with interesting characters around her. Mm-hmm. That's why I like it. Yep. But then you're gonna say some shit like, "Oh, you get off at it." Like, thanks, Blues.
You're welcome.
You make things weird.
You're welcome. You are very, very welcome, my friend. I'm trying to find images of the fucking Tree of Might, like, killing off the planet.
What do you think of Zuka playing Magika Red, though? This is getting good.
I haven't really seen it.
He succumbed to the Magika movement.
I won't what?
You won't? Miharaz... How do you say it? Miharu. Miharu is... Miharu. Okay, I get it now. Miharu is also a pilot. I didn't know that. She's like a special agent. She could do it all. Is she our James Bond? Miharu. Yeah, that sounds better.
It's close.
So is Miharu, she's like kind of like the James Bond character. She doesn't really have superpowers, but she can use all sorts of gadgets and shit. And she can fly planes. Yeah, James Bond is he a nicer yeah. I'm thinking of Archer. I need to watch that show. Who has watched Archer? Is that it? I need to add that to my list. People love that. Everybody here loves that show. Like it's a very
it's James Bond parody.
Yeah.
It's like Austin Powers, but less silly.
Yeah, Austin Powers.
A little bit more silly because it's animated, but like it kind of takes itself a little bit more seriously than Austin Powers did.
Yeah, Austin Powers was good because it was it just was funny at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. Like now, when you go back and look at it, it's like,
fuck it. I'll put Archer under anime. It doesn't matter. It kind of is its own way.
Archer is not an anime.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna put it under there. I think they came out with new Venture Brother episodes too. I really liked Venture Brothers.
I've never seen Venture Brothers.
It's basically
I heard it's like a parody of Johnny Quest.
Yeah, it really is, and all the types of villains back then. Okay. So what else do we have on the? We want to talk about some real life news. What's going on in real life? Everybody loves real life. Oh! What's going on
in real life?
I don't know. I got to bring up some news articles. I'll just bring up my Twitter because my Twitter has better news than fucking.
Yeah, just see what's trending on Twitter. Let's see what's trending on Twitter.
You got a Twitter?
Twitter news. Twitter news.
Nah, my Twitter's fucking dope, dude. I got like really smart people on there and shit.
Like who?
Like I got my comedians, my newscasters, so I get good information. Like it's actually useful. Like I thought Twitter was garbage, but it's not that bad. Let's see. Ooh, that's not good. Let's see. Anything interesting? Well, I guess we could go just by like, what's going on with you and the coronavirus, Blues?
What do you mean?
Like, are they shutting down everything?
I haven't died from it.
Have they have they shut down shit, or what's going on in Texas?
Nah, the cases are rising, the hospitals are full, people still aren't wearing masks in places, people aren't going social distancing, stores are still open, so I foresee another shutdown.
Have you seen the photos of that guy that looks like he's from Grand Theft Auto with a machine gun and his wife's holding a pistol?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
You know what? This is turning into something worse than Blade Runner Future.
Yeah, sort of.
Because I would honestly prefer Blade Runner Future at this point. At least they had fucking flying cars and androids and shit.
It seems like all this random crazy shit is leading to something. I don't know what.
A new world order. Because listen.
Okay, here we go.
Do you think that they're gonna find some shit on that Maxwell bitch?
Oh yeah, now we're going. Yeah, now it's getting good.
What do you think they're gonna find? What do you think? Who's gonna come out?
You know what I think is gonna happen? You know what I think is gonna happen with the whole like Maxine Waters or whatever her name is?
No, Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, she has one of those weird British names that nobody can understand, or I don't know what the fuck she is.
I don't even think she's fucking British.
Ghislaine Maxwell. That sounds British as fuck. Like it's like she owns like a golden nugget or some shit. She keeps it under her bed.
Like a diamond mine in Zimbabwe.
Diamond mine in Zimbabwe. Whatever her name is.
That's how British she is. She's got a fucking.
We all get a golden nugget. Yeah, you all get a golden nugget when you're born. You guys.
That's how British she is. She's like the daughter of a fucking imperialist. Is like living in colonial times.
She owns like ivory, like just elephant
Yeah,
tusks.
she's like the daughter of a fucking British plantation owner or some shit.
She hides elephant tusks under her bed.
It's like, oh no,
ivory.
oh no, we didn't own any slaves, but it's like you still had a bunch of colonies.
We didn't need to go a slave route on the joke. We could have just gone elephant tusks and it would have been fine. God damn it, Blues! You always got to go with the slave shit. I was going elephant tusks. That would have been more,
Listen, how many
softer joke. Can't just go hard on the British all the time. Like, elephant tusks. That they're not gonna feel as bad about that one. It's like,
You know what? We can blame the Belgians more for the ivory.
Yeah, the Belgians.
Yeah, we're gonna blame the Belgians for that. I don't think we have any Belgian members, so we can blame the Belgians for that.
What do I think about this whole like Epstein? They got his right hand woman thing. I think that she's either not gonna she's not gonna like involve a lot of people, and she's gonna get a break, or she's gonna like, well, this week she's got the coronavirus and she just died of it. Who knew? It's gonna be something like that because they can't. I mean, maybe they'll just literally just like she suicided herself too. It's like, but the sad thing there are stupid people who would actually believe that. They're like, well, I guess she just killed herself. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what Krillin is right. It's like it's too obvious if they kill her. Because it
really is. Even for them,
they did it with Epstein. And now everyone is under the assumption that Epstein was killed instead he committed suicide. So if they kill her and try to say it's a suicide, they're already gonna see through the rules. It's like, okay, this happened with Maxwell. It happened with Epstein.
Yeah, it'd be really like sketchy if they did that. Like even stupid people would have to be like, wait a minute, what you mean? She committed suicide like Epstein too? And that like their one brain cell fires off, and then for a minute the gears start to turn. The gears start to turn. It's like this person has like a 6th grade level mentality. He's like, wait a minute.
His brain's a V4 engine.
Yeah. It took a minute. It took a minute to get up to like highway speed. It's
get up to speed.
God,
his brain's a fucking Corsa. Krillin will get that joke.
It's like, wait a minute. You mean she committed suicide too? I don't know what's going on. Maybe something really is going on. It's like, dude, like really? Like you could have figured this out like for the first one.
But see, how could they make it worth her while though? She was already a millionaire for years, living this private socialite life, and then she hid from the cops for almost a year. So it's like, how are they going to really make it up?
I mean, they could probably give her a deal like, well, instead of life in prison, they'll give her 10 years.
I think they need to go Guantanamo Bay on this bitch. Find what they can. Use these Iraqi torture techniques.
What the fuck?
You know what I'm saying? It's like we need some shit. We need answers. They're gonna need answers from this bitch.
They're gonna cut her a deal where she'll only serve like 10 years, and in 10 years nobody's gonna give a fuck about this, and she'll just slip into the shadows. Slip into the shadows, basically.
Fan comes out like, what the fuck?
I don't like when you talk about real life things. Can you talk more?
Can't. She's only seeing the chat. She's only seeing Krillin's responses.
I'm still doing her voice. I don't like when you talk about real life things. Why can't you talk more about animes? I don't know, because I want a well balanced life.
Yeah, I want to know. Cause what's his name? Prince Andrew.
Oh, that
ain't
fucker.
He involved in this? He involved in this?
He all sweating beads and shit. Like, he involved in this shit. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people have this idea like rich people are classy and shit. They're just as much of degenerates and idiots as the rest of people. They just have more money. They create an image of like being classy, but I mean, they're just like any other human being. I mean, imagine Blues, like, Could you imagine like what would happen to me if I had like $1 billion or a royal title? Like how much I would probably fuck up my life with that kind of money? Like if I really just went off the rails, you know?
I'm finna.
Imagine Zuka as a billionaire. Like that's a scary thought.
All the celebrities that went to Epstein's Island. That's the list.
Yeah. Or imagine Riven as a billionaire. He'd be naked in his house with just like endless supplies of orange soda or whatever the fuck he kept drinking back in those days. Where he'd be like half naked, and he'd be like, there'd be a giant like orange soda bottle next to his computer. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, can we get it together a little bit? Like, God, you know? But it is what it is. See. Some people, when you give them that kind of money, they go insane.
Look at this. Listen to this. This is all the people who flew to Epstein's Island. I'm just name some of them.
All right, let's
see.
do it.
Who do
We're going down the list.
Let's see.
Breaking barriers.
Alec Baldwin.
Oh.
Anderson Cooper.
What?
Barack Obama.
Outrageous.
Ben Affleck.
No.
Beyonce.
What?
Bill Murray.
Scandalous.
Oh my goodness. Chris Tucker?
No! Not Tucker, the guy with the bow tie who talks. I thought he was a good guy in this. He does the Fox News thing.
We got Gwen Stefani.
I don't even know who that is, so I mean, but I'm still outraged.
Yeah, you're a boomer. Let's see.
Was Billie Eilish there?
Of course, Jeffrey Epstein.
Was Billie Eilish there just covered in blood, like, I'm a bad girl, and she's just covered in
Billie
blood.
Eilish.
And
no
just
Billie
like,
Eilish.
there's like a pentagram and shit, and like candles.
Justin Roiland, the guy who made Rick and Morty.
Really?
Let's see, Kevin Spacey.
Where are you getting this list from?
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. I'm on Reddit.
The guy who made Rick and Morty was there? No way.
Rick and Morty. Let's see.
I don't even believe this list.
Fucking got? Who else we fucking got? Eminem.
Is that list real?
I don't know. Oprah Winfrey.
Sounds like the most bullshit list.
Quentin Tarantino.
Why would Oprah go to a pedophile island?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Woody Allen, Will Smith, Will Ferrell, Tom Hanks. The
Undertaker.
Steven Spielberg. Nah, he's not on this list.
So basically, that list means nothing. You just made up a whole bunch of people.
I can send you the list right. I can send you the list right now.
No fucking way Will Smith was there. Like that, I just don't believe that. Will Smith? Really? That guy like genuinely seems like a nice person who wouldn't.
Did you hear about how Jada Pinkett cheated on him and they've been keeping that shit secret for 4 years?
No, but I mean, yeah, it kind of makes. I mean, it's in the realm of possibility. I mean, I believe it. No,
so
Madonna? Oh my God, that's fucking horrible. Will Smith? No, why the fuck would Will Smith go to? Because they all have to know he's.
Why not?
But they would all have to know, like he's. I mean, everybody would in the know who's like wealthy. They would have to know he's like kind of into like pedophilia and shit. You know. I don't believe that.
Why?
Dude, are you sure this ain't a troll list, dude? No, Barack Obama wasn't there. Fuck that, dude. This is bullshit. Barack Obama would not go to Epstein. No fucking way. Like his Secret Service would make sure he wouldn't do that because they'd be like, that was gonna make you look bad.
Presidents can take private flights all the time. Donald Trump does it all the time.
There's no way.
You telling me Obama couldn't do it? You telling me Obama couldn't do it?
There's no way.
You telling me Obama couldn't do it?
You really think Obama went to Epstein's island?
It's not out of the equation.
But why? Why would he do that? I mean, that would make him look so bad. Like, he has to be smarter. I don't know. Maybe you might be right. That's so weird, though.
Okay, who do you think did go? How about that? Out of all of the names on this list, who do you think did go?
I think Bill Clinton did because there's a painting of him in a dress. So, I mean, that's kind of weird.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, Bill Clinton is pretty much confirmed at this fucking point. Everybody knows Bill Clinton went.
Everyone with influence went. It doesn't mean they were giving kids. Yeah, Krillin might be right about that. It might have just been like a business meeting, and like the whole right. The kid trafficking shit might just be like for certain people who are into that shit. You know, I guess that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Who do you think were the ones that were into it? Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Instead of saying all of them did it, let's say which ones do we want to pick out and say do we think did it? Let's have a little speculation here. Let's have a little conspiracy theory time here.
I think
who do we think did it?
Maybe Bill Clinton, because that guy's a creep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know enough about a lot of these other people to really know for sure. But that's fucking crazy. Like, that many people went to his island and shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, that just tells me right there we're fucked. Like, it's the end. Like, you know, the Brits know. The Brits know.
It just shows you how deep this rabbit hole really could go.
The Brits know. You know, they had...
It's like, even if all of these people weren't involved in it, it's like, it just shows you how many people could be involved.
You know, just like the Romans and everybody, the Brits had an empire, it fell. Like, this is our, like, fall. Because, like, just this shit... Dude, like, I mean, it's so corrupt.
You don't think we'll be able to recover from this?
I don't think so. I think we're done, dude. Like, just looking at that list, if that's true, if it's this corrupt, like, dude, we're fucked, dude. It's over. It's like that's why I tell people that all the time on my Facebook. I'm like, look, you can win as many battles overseas as you want, but if you're destroying yourself from the inside, which all empires do, they usually an empire, especially if they're the hegemon, they're usually unbeatable military-wise, but it's always they destroy themselves from the inside. Or they destroy themselves from the inside, but they overstretch themselves too thin. And we've done everything on the Empire checklist that would say we're fucked, we've done. We've created a currency that's based off of nothing. That's exactly what the Romans did, and I think the Brits did the same thing when they went off the sterling or some shit. I ought to look more into that. But, like, you know, we've done everything you could do to fuck things up. And now you got elites with pedophile islands and shit. Like, dude, it's over, man. It's over.
Do you think this could be connected to the Pizzagate shit?
I mean, I don't really know. I don't know if the Pizzagate thing was real or not. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't think the fucking pizza place was actually a fucking sex ring. And,
no,
like,
I don't think that
out of
all the places, all the places you could have that kind of shit, you would do it at a Pizza Hut. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't think that part of it was real, but I think the part where there was like Hillary Clinton and Democratic officials were involved in that shit, I do think that part was true. Like John Podesta and shit like that, he looks like a fucking perv. Look up a picture of John Podesta right now. He looks like a fucking perv.
I haven't seen the Wayfair thing. Electoral posturing, saving U.S. from China, WHO, immigrants, etc. Weakens world fight against pandemic. Only with U.S. corporate elites deafening silent. My Twitter sucks right now. There's nothing good.
Look up a picture of John Podesta right now and tell me he doesn't look like a fucking perv.
He does. I mean, that's for sure. I've seen what he looks
like. Let's see. I'm looking up the Wayfair shit right now. Is Wayfair trafficking children via overpriced items? The claim that Wayfair is trafficking children is based almost entirely on one person's confusion over an expensive cabinet. What? Oh, this is fucking Snopes. I don't trust Snopes.
I'll just put
Snopes
in news.
is biased. Snopes is biased.
Anything else good in the news besides, I don't want to talk about Epstein the whole fucking podcast. Goya CEO praises Trump leadership. What the fuck's going on with Goya? I heard about that. What's wrong with Goya? Goya makes Goya makes seasoning.
Oh, the sauce company.
Yeah, it's Hispanic owned. Oh god. So Trump did something stupid with that, I'm sure. Let's see.
Latinos will keep cooking without the Goya.
We're talking about Goya here. The CEO of Goya, a private Hispanic owned company, took the White House Rose Garden.
I see what it is.
What? Trump?
The Goya CEO, the Goya CEO supports Donald Trump, and now people are starting to.
No, they're boycotting. Man, this is some virtual signaling bullshit by SJW. It's like, who gives a fuck?
I thought it was some different shit, but it's like, nah, it's just another one of those companies that are taking a fall because they support Donald Trump.
What do you think of this by the BBC? Twitter boss donates $3 million to basic universal income project. Twitter executive Dak Dorsey has become the first.
I agree with universal basic income. It was one of the things I was going to vote for Andrew Yang about. Yep. I agree with that shit. I think it's these Corona stimulus checks should just show how a fucking $1,000 a month would help people out. Like, this is this is a fucking no-brainer at this point.
Well,
like, you send $1,000 a month to people out here and shit like that. It's like, that should just show you that how much this shit would help in a time of need, especially now that it's helping in an actual time of need. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. The thing is too, is like with Yang, what I liked about him is he could see into the future and like, I mean, what the fuck
with
are you
the
gonna
automation
do?
and shit.
Yeah, with automation taking everybody's jobs, it's like, dude, it's like, bro, not everybody can code, like, right. You don't want everybody to code because it's going to be oversaturated. So what are you going to do with all you can't have everybody join the military, though. It's like, you can only have so many people in it. So, I agree.
Well, you don't need any more goddamn people in the fucking military. Shit, just keep how many we got now. Shit, the fucking military is too big as it is. I think we spend somewhat like 56% of our goddamn budget on fucking military shit.
I wouldn't even be surprised if that's true at this point, but
it's like 56%.
But like, look, I mean, I believe in universal basic income. Like, we really need it here. You have so many people struggling right now, dude. We're having like a lot of people. Like, I don't know if you know this, Krellin and Blues, but we're gonna be going through an eviction crisis soon. That's bigger than the Great Depression, unless they stop it. Like,
this
especially
is gonna be catastrophic.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm real with people. I'm like, dude, we're probably going in a global recession, like, real quick. And Britain's having their own issues. They're going through Brexit, which, from what I've heard of that, like, basically the UK is going to fall more in America's sphere of influence instead of the EU's. But there's also a weird thing about Scotland now, like, where they go on the borders and they don't want. I don't know what's going on with that. I wish I did. There's something the Scots are angry right now. I know that.
Scotland ain't getting shit.
Krellin's right to the point. Yeah, I don't want to just like say shit I don't know, but I've seen videos of them like at the borders, and they're like, we don't want you guys coming in here with the coronavirus, and we've always had our own culture. I'm like, I don't know enough about it to really see. That's more like when I ask you guys what the fuck's going on over there, unless I really researched it, because I don't know.
Yeah. They wanted to go independent, but they voted to remain part of the UK not long ago. But they were always part of the UK.
Because that was part of the whole like Brexit thing. Is Scotland was thinking of staying with the EU, so I mean that's a big deal, man. That's probably a very emotional UK thing.
Is Scotland really their own?
It's really complicated because like the royal families of Scotland and England kind of like they got married, and so it's a weird thing where both kingdoms were together, you know, for a very long time. So it's
They are a nation. They are part of the UK as a country.
Yeah.
So
basically.
the UK is England, Ireland, and Scotland, right?
Well,
That's
there's
the UK,
there's
right?
the Welsh, there's the Welsh and the Brits and the Scots
Northern
and
Ireland.
Northern Ireland, basically, which are Northern Ireland are Protestant, and I believe the other part is mostly Catholic, and that's the big problem, from what I know.
They are a nation, but they are part of the UK as a country. Northern
Yeah,
Ireland.
Blues. It's kind of like the way I understand like the relationship between England and Scotland is their royal families married into each other, so it was kind of like that's what unified their kingdoms. And I'm talking like medieval ages, like 1000s. I don't know.
Let's see. I know the only thing I know about medieval England is the Battle of the Roses.
Oh, that was more to do with Parliament and
War
the King,
of the
I
Roses.
believe. Yeah.
The Wars of the Roses were a series of English civil wars for control of the throne of England, fought between the House of Plantagenet.
Yeah.
The fuck? Plantagenet, the House of Lancaster,
yeah,
and the House of York. So there are two houses of a bigger house. What the fuck is the?
He's trying to.
What the fuck is the current house? What is Queen Elizabeth the house
This
of,
is
right?
Blues trying to understand British history. It's like I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
Are they the House of Winchester or some shit?
This is what happens when you live in a feudal society. It's very confusing what's going on because there's a lot of moving parts of nobles and houses and all sorts of
houses.
shit.
So they don't. So they're not part of a house anymore. Because I know here in America we don't have houses.
I wonder if is there like a lot of Lancaster relatives or something? So like, are there certain like
Yeah, the White House.
So is it like certain houses? Is there like a lot of relatives of them? Like, are there like a lot of Lancasters where you live or something? Where they're like all ancestors?
At this point, I don't even think they know.
That'd be kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even think people know which house they would belong to if they were.
It'd be fucking amazing if I was at a British pub and they're like, I'm Lancaster. Well, I'm Ello House, and they just fight over like their house. And I'm like, this is fucking cool.
I'm Lancaster. I'm Windsor.
Oh, okay.
They fucking get into a fight.
Houses are roughly became the counties. Okay, that makes sense. Because you would have the dukes and duchesses run. Well, they'd be kind of like counts, but I mean the titles are different in different countries. So instead of a count, they have a duchess or dutch,
a duke,
a
duke and duchess.
Because they actually had different like ranks of nobility too, but I mean it's different between countries. Like if you try to base a feudal system off of just England, like it doesn't really, it's not as compatible with like France or Hungary, or it's just different in different countries. But yeah, I know a little bit because I used to listen to a podcast that talked about, I think it talked about the War of the Roses. It's basically Parliament.
I know here. I mean, I know American history is way easier to fucking understand. It's like,
it's just easier because we know it so well, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Krillin, what do you know about American history? Let's see. 'Cause I know mostly everything.
It'd be interesting to see what they learn about American history in England. Washington.
Washington.
They literally just talk about Washington.
Then it's like everything up to the American Revolution they just don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
It's like everything after 1775, 1776 they just don't give a fuck.
Those are the big things.
Lincoln got shot.
Yeah, he did.
Kennedy got shot. In the moon. That's it, huh?
That's pretty much.
That's it, huh?
That's the good stuff. It's kind of all downhill after that. I mean, we did good things after that, but not.
Oh, I forgot the nuke. Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting part of history. Like, some people say, it's actually a very hard argument. It's hard to take either side because some people say, like, if America didn't use the atomic bombs, we would have had to invade Japan mainland, and that would have cost us like 500,000 casualties, and it wouldn't have been worth it. But there are people who say, like, the real reason we used nukes was to tell the Soviet Union to back off. Like, you need to stop, because even before World War II ended, we were really, like, England and America and the other allies were really afraid that the Soviets would try to take over all of Europe, which they kind of tried to do. I mean, they did take over. I mean,
they did.
They kind of did, like, take over Eastern Europe. So, I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a different era too. Like, what I like to do is I like to look at people mentality back then. Like, it's kind of disingenuous to compare people from, like, World War II or the 1700s to people today, because, like, they were still trying to figure it all out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in 1786, black people were still slaves, so it's like people were very different.
But there was slavery everywhere. Like, I mean, there was slavery in the Middle East.
It was a worldwide institution, so it wasn't like it was only in America.
And the real kicker, and this is why, like, some of my fellow African Americans who they revel in, like, African culture, they don't really realize, or maybe they do, but they don't care. But, like, the African kingdoms our ancestors, the African kingdoms, basically sold us out. They went.
Well, see,
and they gathered us up and they sold.
I know the argument you're talking about. Yeah. I know the argument. I know exactly what you're talking about. And see, I have an argument against that.
Okay.
Do you think these African kings would have sold their own people if they knew how bad slavery was going to be?
Well, I think it was they sold different tribe members, like. Their tribe, they wouldn't do that too.
But the thing is, in Africa, slavery was much different to how it was in America. Do you think these Africans would have sold off their own people, even if it was from another tribe? Do you think they would have sold these people off if they knew how badly they were going to be treated over there?
I honestly think they're just like any other humans. They just didn't give a fuck. They're like, because I think how it was is like,
I think the white people came up and were like, hey, we want to, we got people over here. We want to buy your slaves and shit like this. And they didn't tell them about that shit.
Look, if I was an African king and I'm just like an asshole, I'm like, the Europeans and the Middle East.
Well, you're an asshole. You can't just say all African kings were assholes.
Let's say the typical slave trading African kingdom I'm the king of, and, like, I'm getting trade from Europeans and Middle Easterners, and they're like, look, we're gonna give you this really good stuff that you don't have, but you're gonna have to give us, like, slaves. And I'm like, well, it's not definitely gonna not be my family or my tribe or affiliation, so we're gonna go out and raid these other fuckers who we don't really care about, and we're gonna take them, and that's where we got fucked over, because we were those tribes that the king was like, yeah, go take those fuckers. We don't care about them. And I think that's I'd have to look more into it, but I think that's kind of how it was. It's like the king and his people were good, but they would go out and raid these other, like, more independent villages. Or maybe during war they would gather people or capture people, and that's who would end up going on these slave ships, you know? Because you gotta think of it too. Like, if you're a king, right? You're not gonna want to put your subjects into slavery because they're gonna overthrow you. They're like, well, am I gonna be next? Because if I'm gonna be next, I might as well kill this motherfucker. So you kind of see how that is. Like, Blues, put yourself into that African king's position, and you have your family you have to look after and your subjects. You're not gonna be like, well, I'm going to sell my own subjects into slavery, well, then they're going to kill you. So you're like, well, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to look at my neighbors and be like, let's go get them and throw them, on the ships. It's if you look at it through that lens, you can kind of understand their mentality. It's not saying that's not like excusing, the Middle Easterners or the Europeans and their part in it, but you got to understand all the pieces because, it's not good to just vilify one angle of it. Like, you got to take it all in, I think. I think I lost Blues. I think Blues is just angry.
No, I'm still here.
Okay. But can you kind of understand that?
I get that, but I just don't think, because
I actually got to look more into it too.
Before Europeans landed in Africa and started buying the slaves, of course slavery existed in Africa, but it did not exist in any kind of capacity that it did in America and throughout the rest of the
not in
world.
America, but it did in the Middle East.
In the Middle East, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
That's the Arabs and shit. That's a whole different conversation right there, because that shit's still going on to this day.
That's true.
I'm talking about during the Atlantic slave trade between the Europeans, America, and Africa.
Okay.
Slavery in Africa at that time. Exactly. They probably didn't ask too many questions because they were getting paid, but they didn't know it was going to be as bad as it ended up being.
Yeah, but my whole point is there's a lot of evil to go around. It's not just one people. I'm not blaming just one people. It takes two to tango, man.
I'm not just blaming white people for slavery. It's like, I'm just blaming them for the system of the shit system that we have now. That's what I blame them for. I don't blame white people for slavery, because slavery has existed all over the fucking world. Yeah. Every race has been enslaved at some point, mostly by their own people. I don't blame anybody for slavery. I just blame them for the system that we live in now.
Yeah, excuse me for one moment.
Because it's a shit system.
Well, no, I mean, look, it's a weird thing, because like America tries to do the right thing, and it does sometimes, but it also does a lot of stupid shit at the same time. Because to understand the American Civil War, which you're kind of going towards, you got to understand it from what they were doing. Like when the North beat the South, it wasn't like, because in certain civil wars, right, in history, in some civil wars, they'll just kill the people that lose. They all die or get exiled. America was a little different because it's a republic. Yes, the southern slave owners and the soldiers, they're not good, but they're still technically citizens of the Union. So they're like, look, this is what we're going to do. You can't own slaves. You got to go home. The war's over. That would have been great, but the problem is with Reconstruction, black people kind of got fucked over because the South, once the South got back in the Senate and everything in the House, the South kind of blocked it.
As soon as Abraham Lincoln died and Andrew Johnson became president,
that's what really did it too. Yeah, that's what really did it.
Reconstruction was fucked. It was
pretty
fucked
much.
as soon as Andrew Johnson became president.
The seeds for a lot of this shit can be traced back to Reconstruction, really. I wish I knew more about like Reconstruction and like the African part of the slave trade. I'd have to look more into that. It's on my to-do list, because I don't want to go too deep into it that I don't understand it in depth. But like, I definitely think a lot of the grievances we have, like, black African Americans have, is definitely during Reconstruction. Like, that was really when things needed to.
It became a cycle because they became free, but these slaves, since they had worked their whole lives and lived their entire lives on these plantations and on these farms, these white farmers felt like they owed a debt to them, so they would continue working as sharecroppers. And sharecropping, along with Jim Crow laws, segregation, and everything else that happened for another 90 years after 1865 when the slaves were freed. It happened for another 90 years up until 1965.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, yeah, basically we were fucked.
It was just a system, and I see these videos nowadays of people like Dave Rubin and fucking Paul Joseph Watson and like those type of Ben Shapiro, that type of crowd that tries to say fucking systematic racism doesn't exist. It's like, just pick up a history book and you can see that systematic racism is alive and real in this country.
They're not trying to go too deep into history. They're trying to push a narrative.
They're trying to erase history, and they're trying to be like, "Hey, look, now don't forget about the past. There's no racist laws now, aren't they?" It's like, no. The fact of the matter is, the shit that we have now is a result of those racist laws that used to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah, just because there aren't any racist laws here now doesn't mean that we aren't still feeling the effect of those racist laws that were in place for hundreds of years.
True. I look at it like people really need to understand history more in depth to learn from it. But I like Martin Luther King's teachings to where, like, I judge people on their character, not by race or anything, because the other argument too is what I don't like from the left is I don't like how they do, like, and some people say there is no such thing as reverse racism, but I think there is to a point.
Well, like, reverse racism is just racism.
Yeah, and I'm like, look, I'm hardcore.
Because okay, before you go into that, I'm gonna ask you, what is your definition of reverse racism?
It's when when a social justice warrior says, well, all white people are bad or something. I'm like, that's not true. I got white relatives. It's like
that's not reverse racism. It's just racism.
Yeah, it's just racism, really.
Yeah, it's just racism.
I don't like that there's people on the left, which I consider myself a part of, who their solution is to be racist too. I don't like the idea. I've met white people who are like, they feel ashamed of themselves. It's like, look, I get it. Everybody's ancestors had bad shit, but you shouldn't. Like, I want to judge you for who you are, not from your past. I don't give a fuck what happened in the past. That wasn't you. I want to judge you for who you are, and that's how I think the mentality everybody should have, because that's what Martin Luther King taught. Martin Luther King taught.
I think that's the mentality everyone should have.
And that's the only way. That's the only way you're going to unify everybody together.
At the same time, you can't just put that in the past, and you can't just have people not understand and know the history.
You gotta also have the history part where you learn from it. But
exactly. People have to accept it before they can learn from it.
Yeah.
And I feel like America still hasn't accepted the fact that we were, enslaving an entire race for 400 years. America hasn't come to accept that. America has not accepted that that it has been a racist country, that it has systematic racism. We're still trying to make it seem like, America's never been a bad country. America's always been great.
Well, those people are retarded. No. Like, they don't even dude, like, come on, man.
It's like really? Make America great again? It's like, it's never been that great.
Yeah, I don't... America's a work in progress. It always... Winston Churchill kind of said it, where it's like, America does the right thing at the last moment. And that kind of sums up America. We do the right thing when there's no other option. We're like, well, fuck, we've tried everything else and it was all stupid. Well, we're going to try the good thing now. And that's why it always takes forever for anything to get done. Like Joe Biden, who's supposed to be the next president, he doesn't want to even legalize marijuana yet. It's like, I just want, like... I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I fucking hate boomers. I really don't like boomers. I don't know how the boomer generation is in the UK, but here in America, I
don't think they really had a boomer.
The weird thing about the boomer generation in America is, like, they did good things when they were younger, but when they got older, they fucked up everything. Like, when they were younger, they helped with the counterculture movement and the civil rights.
We're all talking about free love and this and that.
But after that,
Yeah, it's like now they want to criminalize everything and make everything illegal. It's like, what's going on?
I don't know what happened. Like after once the 80s hit, like I guess they all just went to work and like, well, fuck this. And I'm like, no, like you guys had it right when you were in the 70s. Like that was a better path forward than like, cause dude, like they fucked up. Like the fact that the thing that kills me is we have like the two main people who are competing to run the country is Trump and Biden. They're both fucking horrible. That's right. That's what black pills me. It's like there's no options.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as 2016.
Bro, a lot of people like I hate Biden supporters because they don't realize Biden in the 90s, he was one of the ones that said like black people were super predators and we need to lock them up in prisons.
Clinton. Yeah, along with Clinton. Clinton. I saw that. And
like I'm like, bro, I can't. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this guy's better than Trump? Because you know what, Trump wasn't a politician back then in the 90s. You know, so like I'm not saying Trump's any better because Trump was kind of fucked up with his properties. Like in the 80s and 90s, I think he wouldn't allow black people into certain properties, even if they had the money. So Trump ain't that much better. Let's see what Krillin has to say. We got really deep into some shit today, man. I hope you like this podcast, folks. That's the problem with too much patriotism. We have boomers out of all Dems. How the hell was Biden the best option? He wasn't the best. To me, there were so many, like, you know who were the best options? It was Yang, Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, really those three. I can't think of anybody else. I would have taken any of those over Biden. I would have took Yang, I would have took Bernie Sanders.
You remember Marianne Williamson?
I would have took Moon Girl over fucking Biden. Like, her love. She's like, you know what? We need now love. I'm like, you know what?
Moon Girl.
At least she's not like touching girls the wrong way like Biden. I'll take Moon Girl.
She's just kooky. Yeah, she's just kooky.
We need a kooky person. Fuck it.
Just weird.
She's like, you know what?
She seemed like a nice grandma.
Yeah, she's like that kind of like, you know, weird aunt you have, but she's not
weird hippie aunt.
She's not malicious. She just does kooky things sometimes. But she cooks really good cookies.
And she bakes a mean apple pie.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing here.
Yeah, it's like Bernie Sanders has never been extreme left. It's just our country's like really right.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Like a lot of Democrats here are really just Republican light.
Yeah, light diet Republicans. Yeah. Because you'll get a lot of Mexicans, like not like actual people from Mexico, not Hispanics, actual Mexicans. You'll get Mexicans that come over here with Republicanist attitudes.
Yeah, that usually goes away after.
Trump. No. It's like it's going away in the newer generation and shit like that. Yeah, but you still have a lot of them. You still have a lot of Mexican people that come over here and are old. Yeah, and they still end up voting.
Yeah, I had a.
And who do they vote for?
Did I ever tell you of a fucked up experience I had? Like, you know, this is the craziest shit. But I think you would appreciate me telling you this. But like, you know, because we fuck around about, you know, how I'm more like kind of like lighter skinned and I don't have like an accent or like a slang kind of like, you know, voice. So like, so when I was in Texas, right, when I was stationed there, I was really good friends with this Mexican family. I messed around with their daughter and I was thinking about like dating her. It just never happened. And I was cool with her older brother. And so they would invite me over and like I was basically almost like adopted by their family. I think it's because they thought I was really going to get serious with their daughter, and I was actually thinking about it. Like, but what was fucked up was one night we were having a party and we were drinking, and they kicked out another black dude, you know, who was darker than me, and it felt like one of those situations where like I was accepted because I was acceptable in their realm, but not him. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I'm like, fuck, dude. And I never got over that. I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and he's like, so what? You're just gonna be cool with this? I didn't know what to say, because like, what am I supposed to do? You want me to fight? You know, this whole family and shit? And I'm like, but I look back at that, and I'm like, I always thought, is that so? That's racism, right? Because I've always been kind of shielded from. I'm like that because I know the history of Mexico. Mexico has a very deep racist history of Mizotos, and they have a certain system that's different than America. But I thought about that because one of the problems with me is I've always been shielded away from the racism because I was adopted. My mother was white. Half my family is white, so they treat me nice. But I work with somebody who's been like, he was chased by people in the South, and he has a mentality where like he was traumatized from the racism in the South when he was younger. He's an older dude, but like that experience it was weird to me. I've had a few other experiences when I was driving in the South, like these dudes pulled up in a pickup truck, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh, am I about to get like fucked up or something? But they never really messed with me. They looked at me, and then they got back in the truck and left. And I'm like, well, that was weird. So I've had close calls, but
yeah,
it's really weird with me because for whatever reason, I'm not trying to. This isn't trying to shame Krillin. It's just more about like America right now. This our experiences here in America, so don't take it the wrong way. But like, I was always kind of the thing that guilts me about being part black is I've always been treated differently by white people than like blues would be, and that fucks me up because like I'm no different than blues. I mean, we're all human beings, but like. I've always been in a limbo where I'm not black enough for people, but I'm never white enough for people. But I'm white enough to where I'm kind of accepted. They're like, oh well, you're good enough, and I've always had that fucking with me as a person, and I don't really know how. It's a weird place to be because at least if you're just black. And you're not accepted, you're like, but you got the black community that got your back. When you're more in limbo like me, you're kind of like, the black community is like, kind of like, well, you seem all right, but you're kind of like too white for us. But then you look at the white community and you're like,
oh shit, it's
yeah, Stoner Piccolo's here, man. Now it's gonna get good, but Stoner Piccolo always. Yeah, hey, what's up? Dude, I wish we were talking about something more positive, but we went down this fucking rabbit hole, and it's rough. But, do you know what I mean, Blues? I'm not subjecting Stoner Piccolo to this bullshit. We're going to a more positive thing after this, because I'm not subjecting him to this. He already has it hard enough.
What are you talking about?
Bro, we went from, like, me and Blues were talking about like Africa during slavery, where like I was telling him like, look, like you got to understand like. No,
we started with Epstein.
Yeah, we started with Epstein.
Quite a jump.
We started with Epstein, then we went to shitting on the UK.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then we went to slavery. And then shitting on the U.S.
Yeah. But my overall, I just want to go to my overall thing, because I like to teach the Martin Luther King. I don't care about past and or see. I always judge people by the merits and character of the person they are. Like I don't give a fuck, like because look, that's the only way as far as the left goes. Because the thing is, it's like it's almost like what Yoda's saying was, being right wing is easier, but like the left, it's harder, but it's stronger if people unite under like solidarity. And solidarity is like You judge people by their character. Like there is a part of the left that is actually destroying the left. Like the social justice warriors and the feminists. Well, not all of them, but certain toxic ones who say like all males are evil or all white people are evil.
Kill all men.
They're part of the fucking problem because they actually create more extreme right wing people because they're idiots. You know, they're stupid because that's not even true. You can't say that. You can't say, well, all males are evil. Toxic masculinity is a really stupid thing to say.
This is why we hate men.
Yeah, it's stuff like okay, I like what I would want to tell them is like, because I don't want to just say like these people are irredeemable. I'm like, I would look at a feminist or a SJW and be like, look, you really need to stop generalizing. Basically, stop generalizing and understand that. Stop saying stupid shit like all this or all that. Everybody's a unique human being, and if you can't judge people by the merits of their individuality and what they bring to the table, you really need to stop talking at all because you're part of the problem. There is a left and a right that is destroying our fucking country. They're both toxic. And we're all stuck in the middle like what the fuck, and it's like they're not even that large of a group. I think there's a lot more reasonable people. They have lives, or they got things to do. They're not the Tumblr feminist or the alt-right just shouting and shit. Like most people are in the middle and they have shit to do. They have kids. I get that. It's not that just people are stupid. Some people just have lives. Like they don't have time to like think about like the culture wars and shit. I do because I don't want kids, So, but
yeah, kids are pretty fucking shitty, man.
Yeah, me and Stoner Piccolo on the same page. We're kind of in the same boat. We're like, you know what? We could barely take care of ourselves. Like, you know what? You guys have the kids. You guys have the kids. All my relatives.
I can deal with somebody else's kids for like an hour. And then I need them to either get the fuck away from me, or I need to get the fuck away from them. Yeah. I can't stand children.
Bro, speaking of that, what's Tim been up to? Is he still doing the fairy tale site? Because this is your cousin.
Tim, my brother.
I thought he was your cousin. No, he is your brother. Shit.
He's my older brother. I didn't even know he was doing anything on the fairy tale site.
This fucker.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know. Working, got a baby, and he's taking care of everything and shit like that.
I heard through the grapevine that Pat and Tim, they decided to create a fairy tale site. I guess they fell in love with fairy tale. That's what I'm scared. I'm scared of. That's why I'm trying to get Blues to watch Yu Yu Hakusho, because it'll make him like. It'll still keep him Dragon Ball Z. If you get this fucker to watch fairy tale, this motherfucker would be like, you know what, guys. This would be Blues. It'd be like, you know what, guys? This isn't working out. I like magical shit now. I'm moving on. I'm like, Blues, what the fuck? You were the guy who wanted to create the Dragon Ball Z websites. You would.
You like magical shit too, Ron. You got like 3 fucking magic girls or something like that.
I have one magical girl, and I consider magical girls different from sorceress. It's different. It's different, okay? Like one transforms. One transforms to get her power. One uses spells to get her power. It's a distinct difference. I
don't even know what fairy tale is, other than it's one of the newer popular anime shit like that.
Yeah, you could tell Spanish Gohan loves Fairy Tail because all his characters are from fucking Fairy Tail, except for Gohan. So.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to people's O's. I don't have the time to.
Yeah.
Like delve into the animes that they come from to try and understand the version of the characters that they're bringing to the forums. I don't know.
Fairy Tail, I hear, is good, but what we're gonna do is eventually Actually, Sunday I'm gonna talk to Forte, and we're gonna do anime. We're gonna do Legends anime commentary. So you definitely got to join us for that. We're gonna do but we're not gonna do DBZ first because I want to inspire Blues, and I'm gonna inspire him with the best fucking anime shonen shit ever, and it's gonna be Yu Yu Hakusho. We're gonna go through the whole fucking thing. Again, Blues is gonna realize why Yu Yu Hakusho is superior to Dragon Ball Z because it just is. Hands
you mean
down.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah, I guess I say it wrong. Yu Yu Hakusho.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I fucking love Yu Yu Hakusho. That's like my shit. It's just, I could watch that over and over again more than I could watch Dragon Ball Z over and over, but like Yu Yu Hakusho, I could watch that over and over again. Like more than that. So.
The thing with Dragon Ball Z anymore, or Dragon Ball, is that I don't need to rewatch it because I know all the plot points and everything that's happened.
True.
I can recount that very easily. I don't really need to go back. If I'm gonna watch an episode of DBZ, it's probably gonna be one of the shorter fucking TFS episodes.
Yeah.
Just so I can see the animation and shit again because I already know the plot points.
Yeah,
Other animes, I am so unfamiliar with that I would have to watch them again. Like Yu Yu Hakusho, I haven't watched since I was a kid because that shit came out fucking ever ago.
It's got to be Yu Yu Hakusho because the thing is, if I watch Dragon Ball Z with Blues again, like it's gonna be painful through certain things.
Why?
Like, why?
Why?
Because we could eventually watch it, but not the first one. It's got to be Yu Yu Hakusho because I think you're gonna enjoy it and you're gonna get a lot out of it. But like, if we watch Dragon Ball Z, there's gonna be like where we have to watch the fucking filler fake Namek. I'm gonna be like, dude, I need to, I need to be really high or drunk for that one to make that work. The pink crabman. I'm like, dude, I can't do this. Can't.
Grab people.
Yes.
The only filler arc that I ever liked, obviously, was the Garlic Jr. one. That's why I've been jerking off to the event the entire time, but that's really the only one, and even that one was bad.
Yeah, it was alright, I guess, but... I mean, Dragon Ball, that's the thing, Dragon Ball Z is pretty simple. Beat 'em up. No teamwork.
The cooler in the drive.
No teamwork, really. Well, there was teamwork on Namek. That's the only teamwork there really was. Goku, Krillin, and Gohan. That was Dragon Ball Z's attempt at teamwork. And it worked for a while, and then after that, it was like, well, no more teamwork. And maybe that's what made the Namek Saga so good, is there was a little bit of teamwork, and they were struggling.
I think that's what made the Saiyan Saga really good, too, is that there was actually...
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, there was against Nappa especially.
Yeah, especially against Nappa with Klo and Krillin doing most of the work, and then I think Gohan got like a shot or two in, and then fucking Chaozu blew himself up trying to take him down.
Who can't forget about Chaozu? He always plays. He's just like a Pokemon. He just self-destructs.
Yeah, that Tien killed him fucking self trying to take down Nappa. I mean, that's like 3 dudes died trying to take down that guy.
Do you think that's why they
got Cybermen?
Yeah, do you think that's why they introduced Urine to Tien? They're like, no, he's not fucking Chaozu. Tien likes women, and that's the whole super thing. Is like they threw in Urine just to show, no, Tien's gonna get with Urine. He's not with this Chaozu vampire, whatever the fuck he is.
I really don't know what the fuck that was about. I think it was mostly that entire plot point in Super was just to give a little bit of modern day backstory to Tien to see what he's doing. But that character was fucking stupid. I mean, the name is Urine. I know they like puns and stuff like that in this show, but that's just fucking ridiculous. It's like if I made a character called Shit. Like,
you know what needs to happen one day in the future? As I'm drinking a Bitburger German beer. I wish you and Zuka were here. You and Zuka live like kind of close. So me, you, and Zuka are gonna get together one day and get fucking wasted. I don't know where. We'll just pick a bar. And if we all get killed there and jumped, who cares?
Shit.
Because I think Zuka lives in Pennsylvania, and you live in Ohio.
Right.
That's not that far. I think my relatives would be pissed I wouldn't visit them, but I'd rather visit you guys. They're not gonna be as entertaining as you guys will be to me. So I'm like, well, you know, I won't even tell them. I'll be like, well, I probably would post it on Facebook, but I'd be like, well, look, I'll visit you guys next time. This is important business. Like, we're trying to start a pyramid scheme, and it's gonna we're trying to make money here. Like, you guys ain't making shit. Yeah.
1 second, I will be right back.
Yeah, fucking Stoner Pickle and Zuka are trying to start a multi-level pyramid scheme, and you guys ain't doing shit. So I'm going up there for business purposes.
Pyramid scheme. I'm interested.
Yeah, I wish you lived closer, Blues. If you lived in North Carolina, I'd at least come hang out with you a few times. The weird thing is you're taller than me, which I don't understand because you're younger, which I always envision. So you would be the guy I'd be like, listen, if you fuck with me, you gotta get past this guy, and then I'd push Blues and be like, all right, you got him, go get him. Blues would be my bouncer.
Your bouncer. Are you gonna pay?
I mean, yeah, I'll pay in drinks. I'm not cheap. I'll be like, look, whatever you want, Blues.
Pay the bills.
Whatever you want, Blues. You got me. Just fight these people for me. I'm not the best fighter. You know, I always tell people, like, look, if I really wanted to be a badass, I would actually learn how to do mixed martial arts. But then the sad thing is when you actually learn mixed martial arts from your master, you don't want to fight anybody because you know you could fuck them up. Like that's what it's a weird thing where, like, I think a lot of people get into fighting mixed martial arts wanting to fuck people up, but they don't because it's a weird mentality because you know you can and then you don't want to, and plus your master would be kind of mad at you if you did, and plus you could go to jail for that too in America at least. If the judge finds out that you fuck somebody up and they find out that you know mixed martial arts, you could get like basically you could get the same thing as a whipping charge, which you don't want.
Oh yeah, there's some martial artists that actually have to register their body parts, be it arms or legs, or weapons, because they could
which
easily just fucking kill somebody in 2 seconds. Your average Joe, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I'm saying like I'm not the best fighter. Like, cause Blues is actually taller than me, so he'd be my bouncer. I'd be like, look. I'd be like, you want to fuck with me? You got to get past this guy. And I'd push Blues at him and be like, Blues, get him! And I'd be like,
I have to be mad.
Get mad! I'll buy you a whole bunch of whiskeys. You know, I'd be like, whiskey and beer. I got you for the whole night. Get mad. And then, cause like, but that's the thing. Like, if I really wanted to be good at fighting, I would take mixed martial arts. I probably have enough time to do it, but like. It defeats the purpose because when you learn it, you don't want to fight anybody. And like I said, like you could literally get put away, you know, on like a weapons charge because you know martial arts. So it's like kind of like no, kind of.
You learn like basic combat training in the Navy, hand to hand.
No, that's more for the Marines and the Army because they're actually on the ground. Like us. I shot off a pistol and a shotgun, but they don't teach you like hand to hand.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Dude, I was a spook in the Navy, dude. I mean, I'm as nerdy as you get in the military, where you're like Blues. That's why I tell Blues like he'd probably like the military if he got into intel because they're all nerds. They all like anime and shit and nerdy shit because. People get this misconception of the military like they're all like jarheads. That's definitely not true.
They are.
Like the nukes. The nukes are the weirdos. They're on the aircraft carriers and the nuclear reactors, and they're kind of
They're getting all that. They're getting all that radiation.
No, they're the problem with them is like the problem with them is like we're smart, kinda. They're so smart it makes them weird. Like we're smarter than the average person because we can write and stuff. We're just nerds. They're like geniuses that are weird. And that's the nukes of the Navy. They're smart, but they can't tie their own shoes, kind of shit. Those are nukes in the Navy.
Okay.
Like
so, if I ask them to define the secrets of the universe, they can tell me that, but they can't solve 2 + 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of that's the weird thing about being a genius. There's like trade-offs usually. Like you could.
They always say that genius and madness are 2 sides of the same coin. They probably lose a lot of common mentality when they dive so deep into the recesses of the mind.
It's like
they
if
fucking lose themselves.
Yeah, most geniuses, they seem like they sacrifice common sense, or something.
They pretty much have to.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get to that point of on to that intellectual level, the mundane, normal tasks of every day, they mean very little to you, I would think.
True.
Where you're thinking about all this fucking shit and solving all these problems using basically the thing that controls your entire inhabitants of this world is the brain.
That's
and
true.
You pretty much have to sacrifice the most common shit so that you can have more capacity for everything else that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not that. I think that would be horrible for me.
Yeah, that would suck dick.
I am definitely mostly. This is what I try to tell Blues. I am a doomer with 25% hope. Or no, I'm a doomer with 50% hope, but it's not in the same hope that most people have. I look at what's going on in America right now, and I'm like, imagine for a moment, like, that every nation was on a game board, right? And they rolled the dice. And America, no matter what you roll, they always get high numbers for resources and position. Not geoposition, but geography. Now,
geoposition.
We always have good resources, and we always have a really good geoposition because Canada and Mexico are no threats to us, and we're surrounded by 2 giant moats, the oceans. But that's good, right? That's all right. But for the most part, we've always rolled good on government and people and whatever else, like military. Well, now we're starting to roll, and we're getting snake eyes. Like, the leadership's fucking horrible. It's not, but like this is what I tell people. You can reform the government as much as you want. You could create a second American Republic and make it exactly how you want it. But the problem is if you have large swaths of the population that are so stupid that they're operating at a 6th grader level, that like the oligarchs and the military-industrial complex, they'll just trick them back into being this horrible again. And so I'm already in the mentality, because I have a friend who I work on the boats with, who's more right wing, and he's like, I just gotta like save these people. I gotta teach them. I'm like, these people don't want to get taught anything. Go into a Walmart and tell me half these motherfuckers are like redeemable people. Like, they're not. Like, let's accept that maybe there's something to the whole dynastic cycle, or the Western version of that is like strong people make good times, and you know where that goes. But like, I think that I accept the fact that we might be in a very like nosedive decline phase. Maybe we come back up, or we're reincarnated as a different version of America, or it branches off, or it breaks up. But whatever this is not good. There's no like goodness or good signs of it. We're in a nosedive. This is the fall of America. Like Iraq and Afghanistan was like Britain's Suez Canal, and only a Brit would get that. The Suez Canal crisis is what our Afghan war and Iraq war was to us, because it's just been a fucking disaster after that. And I've just accepted the fact that, look, like, I think that, like, people get too wrapped up in the idea that this incarnation of America is the end-all be-all. I think that if you look back at all the past empires that rose and fell, then America is just another one of those empires in a long history that's going to go into the future. Like 500 years from now, people are going to look back at America like we look back at the Roman Empire. Really, I really do. So I don't have a huge investment in caring about how America ends up, because I believe we're just part of the human experience. Like, there's going to be something better after America, hopefully. That's not guaranteed. Like, there was a dark age after the Roman Empire, but it eventually became the Renaissance, you know? So, that's just me. I don't...
So, do you think there's going to be a Renaissance after the fall of the United States?
Maybe. It's a possibility. But, you
Probably
know...
won't happen here, though.
I mean, if you honestly thought of it like, what if all the states became their own countries and they all represented you more than, like, the whole sum? That might actually be a better situation for certain states. Like, if Texas was its own state and
Its own country.
Like, because you got to imagine all the voters in Texas, right? If Texas was their own state, they would have more of a say in what happens, because it's not the other states. Like, it's like, no, this is like basically Blues' vote would have more weight because there's less people. So, you know, like, people get a weird idea that, no, it has to be exactly like this form of capitalism and this form of government works. This is the end-all be-all. I'm like, no, it isn't. If you think that this form of capitalism is the end-all be-all, you're no different than somebody in the medieval ages saying feudalism is the shit, and it's never going to change. It's like, I don't know what the future is going to hold. I'm not really pro-communist or pro whatever the opposite of that would be, like fascist, but I think there's going to be a different form of government that has elements of capitalism, socialism, and other good ideas fused together to where it works really well. If society moves in a good direction. It could always move into a dystopia. I think most of us would probably say, no, it's probably going to go to a dystopia. I mean, you know, so I don't know. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Man, we're going deep into today. Somebody was like, there's going to be somebody who watches these episodes that's like, man, I hope they really talk about the RPing and the sagas. And we're like, we don't even talk about that shit. We're like we're going black pill today, folks. Fuck your hopes and dreams. You want to talk about fucking RP, and like, fuck that. We're talking about dystopias. Oh yeah. So go ahead, Blues. Tell me your opinion. What's going on in your noggin jogging about what I just said?
About fucking dystopia and
all
that type of shit. I don't know, man. It's like, at this point, I prefer to live in Blade Runner future.
God. Blade Runner future is pretty depressing too, so that's sad.
At this point, because at least they had flying cars and androids and shit. It's like, what the fuck do we got? iPhones?
You got memes. We got memes.
Ooh, memes.
Yeah, we do.
That's what I'm saying.
Krillin is right.
We do.
Yeah. Like, if I went back in time and I'm like, I went back to 2000 and I told Stoner Piccolo what's happened in 20 years, he'd probably think I'm insane. I'm like, listen, Stoner Piccolo, I've come back from the future, and I don't know what Stoner Piccolo was doing in 2000, but I'll be like, listen, So this is what's going to happen, right? So remember, I don't know if you remember the Afghan-Soviet war, but there was these guys that we gave a lot of weapons to. And so they decided...
Wasn't that Charlie Wilson's war?
Yeah, so they decided they don't like us so much, so they're going to fly up planes through our buildings, and we're just going to go on a 20-year fucking war. And in that time, we're going to get a George Bush, a flood in New Orleans, the stock market's going to crash. They're not really going to fix it under Obama, but, it's whatever, bro. And then it's like, we find out that there's billionaire pedophile rings, and then there's a bat flu plague from China, and then we go into another fucking nosedive economic crash. And all this time we've been at war for 20 years. You'd think I'm fucking crazy. It sounds like a horrible futuristic book.
To be fair, I would have been too young to understand anything that you're talking about. But I think
the bat flu.
With everything that you've been talking about, I think the main systemic problem of pretty much just the United States. Everyone will like to say it's all of Western civilization, but it's not. I think the main problem with us is that we're too arrogant. We think that, as a whole, the country thinks that it's the top shit in the fucking world, we're not.
The only argument for America being the hegemon is that China would be worse as a hegemon.
Agree. I absolutely agree, but we've got that whole other fucking continent right beside us across the pond, the European Union as a whole, that could very easily take the place.
Well, the problem with the European Union...
They almost set a... Well, they almost set a better example of it because they... Like you were saying earlier, if each state was its own country, that would almost be a better thing. It's basically how they're set up, where each country has their own culture. Granted, they've been developing them for thousands of years, where we've had a couple hundred. But it would almost be fucking better. Each state would be trade partners with each other, and we wouldn't have an overarching federal government to try and fix all our problems for us.
Yeah, the thing about the European Union that's weird, it's just the way it's set up, because it's like it benefits certain countries in different ways. I think it just has to be structured differently. I don't know how, but it's like it fucks over certain countries like Greece because they can't. It's like there's different tiers of countries. Like there's the UK, France, Germany, which are like the high tiers, but there's like lower tier like Italy and Greece that can't keep up.
Well, that's the exact same way that it would be here in the United States. Yeah, you'd have top tier states like California and New York, and you'd have the lowest tier states like both of the Dakotas.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know. I don't know. I know a little bit about it. I know that like. I don't know. It's there was the immigration crisis because of the war in Syria, which, people are like, why are there so many people going to Europe? I don't get it. It's like, well, maybe if you hadn't fucking blown up Iraq and fucking Syria, maybe there wouldn't be refugees. So before you fucking like, where the fuck are they supposed to go, to Disneyland? Like, no, they're gonna go to Europe. Like, where the fuck you think?
That's the same thing that's happening here too. Again, we have a migrant crisis. People fleeing from Southern American countries to where their governments have been
we fucked up.
Yeah, totalitarian regimes, and then they're coming up here because they have no fucking choice, and then we cage them or we turn them away.
Well, look, the one good thing we did in World War II is we actually helped rebuild Europe after World War II. We don't even have that plan. If we're gonna invade Syria and Iraq, can we at least build it up so we don't create a migrant crisis in the first place? You know what I mean? Maybe
we don't care enough about the brown people in the Middle East.
Maybe if we rebuilt them and helped them, maybe they wouldn't be so many terrorists. Because really, if you want to know
Or maybe if we just left them the fuck alone in the first place, we wouldn't have to worry about them.
Honestly, if we never invaded Iraq and Saddam had controlled it, like, I'm not saying Saddam's good, but it would have been a better scenario where, because Saddam killed terrorists. It would have
been stable. It would have been stable.
Yeah, because Saddam killed terrorists, so it'd have been more stable. I'm not.
It's just the fact that he did. It's just the fact that he wasn't giving us the oil. We didn't like him.
Yeah. It's basically a case of lesser of two evils, and in that situation, seeing how things have played out in hindsight, I would say like letting Saddam rule Iraq would have been probably a better situation, and not invading Libya to where they're like selling slaves now. Like Gaddafi, you can say what you want about Gaddafi, but like, I mean, at least it was like a functioning country. Like, I mean, this is what people need to understand. Like, I don't know how to talk to fucking children. People think I'm immature because I play RPG and I love anime, but I'm like, I'm an adult enough to know that, like, look, do you want a dictatorship that's functioning, or do you want a failed state where they're selling slaves at an open market? Like, can we be adults here and like fucking not be retarded for once? Really? Just
I'm not really sure which of those two would be the lesser evil, though. To be honest.
I mean, on a geopolitical scale, you would want more of a stabilized dictatorship over a failed state.
Of course you would, but what's the morality? And that's another thing that comes in question. What's the morality of those kind of systems? And they tend to, not that the other one is necessarily that much moral than the other one, but in a dictatorship,
I don't know.
Especially in fascism,
I don't know,
you got people being killed off left and right because they're not thinking the same way.
There's an argument for both, because especially for the Europeans, because they're always going to bring up like how they tried to appease Hitler, and that didn't work out well. They, like, the Germans almost won because they appeased them. So I mean, it was really bad. I mean, so there's an argument to that too, that yeah, if you allow dictators, it could go really bad. But like, I mean, obviously, if you allow a power vacuum with no plan, it's not any better either. So, I mean, I guess there has to be some kind of middle ground or way to figure it out. I would say the thing that seemed to work was after World War II, where we invested in like these nations that were like broken. We brought them back. Like, Germany's like a really cool country now. You know, yeah. I mean, sure
Yeah, it fucking is.
They're prosperous. Like one of the
top countries in the EU right now.
Yeah, we rebuilt Germany, and they're prosperous, so they're not trying to be Nazis because they're all happy. I think that's the biggest thing. If a country's happy, nobody really wants to be a Nazi if you're happy. People want to be Nazis when they're angry and they have a really simple scapegoat they want to blame things on. That's really when like things get crazy.
That's the entire reason that Hitler was able to rise to power in the first place, is because the German people were absolutely pissed off after World War I when they tried to take a chance to be an empire and they failed, and then all the other European countries basically sanctioned them, put restrictions on them, and then the Third Reich rose up and they're like, fuck this, we're going to go back to war with everyone, and we're going to win. And that drew so much attention to it, and so many people joined because all of them were so fucking pissed off. And what else were they going to do?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then they took it out on ethnic groups because they're the easiest target.
To be fair, and a lot of people don't realize this in World War I, the Germans kind of got fucked over in World War I because it wasn't.
Yeah, they did.
It wasn't really their fault. The way things
I think they were paying World War I reparations up until like 2014.
Well, the thing is that the American banks loaned money to UK, and the UK took reparations from Germany and paid us back. So this is where the banking thing kind of is fucked up, because these bankers almost helped. I'm not saying they're the main cause, but they contributed. Because I hate these libertarians who say bankers are the main evil shit. It's like, no, I get it. They're part of it, but they're not they're not all the moving parts. The banks in America loaned money to the UK during World War One. So at the end of World War One, the UK owed money to America. So when Germany paid these Versailles Treaty reparations, they went to UK and they went right back to America. And in that banker system, they almost helped perpetuate World War II, though it was only one of many, many things. Like, it's not just the banks. I'm not that guy. I'm not the conspiracy guy who's like, listen, guys, what's really the problem is the fucking banks. It's like, no, it's more than that. Like, no, it's not. It can't be that simple. But no, the Krillin's right. The difference between Germany and the Middle East is the Middle East is more complicated with its religion. I'm not saying that Islam is. I don't really like religion in general.
Islam is not a bad religion. It's just the fact that unlike the other religions, it really hasn't changed since it became.
Yeah, it never had a reformation, basically.
Exactly.
They actually did try to have a reformation, but the guy who tried to do it got killed. So it's just
exactly.
It sucks.
And it's just the thing over there. It's just like when you try to change the Quran or the Islam, it's like
Krillin knows he's like
blasphemous. That's blasphemous to them.
Yeah.
You know?
They only paid back World War II debts like 2 years ago, so I mean, it's a
yeah, I'm saying Germany. Yeah, Germany just paid it off like in 2014 or some shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what. Yeah, you can't change it. It's the actual word of God.
But yeah, we should really leave the Middle East alone, but we don't. Like we overthrew the
We want the oil.
We overthrew the president of Iran back in the 50s, and that's how we got the Shah. No, not the Shah, but the Ayatollah.
Yeah, it was the Shah.
No, the Shah was the guy we wanted to instill back in.
Yeah, we wanted the Shah. Whoever it was before the Shah, it's like, yeah, we supplanted him with the Shah.
It's a weird thing with America, because America is a multi-personality disorder where we want to be a republic, but we also want to be an empire. We want to be a lot of different things, and it's like we got to pick one. What do you want to be? An empire is going to lead to our own destruction, but nobody wants to be a republic either. I don't know, man. That
just leads back into the arrogance to where America thinks that it can do anything that it wants and get away with scot-free.
Yeah, exactly.
Because for the most part, we have. And it's really uncanny. Yeah. And that's
so
just how
the Romans for a while.
People want to continue on.
So did the Romans for a while, but then all good things must come to
an
end.
We never even existed as long as the Romans did. And we think that we're just going to fucking outlast their legacy completely because we have cell phones and jet planes. Like, that's not... Advanced technology does not necessarily lead to a more stable empire. It doesn't. The Romans had fucking aqueducts and advanced metalworking and metal currency and coins. They had various different advanced systems of government and administration, and they still fell. We have all that same shit, except we do have paper money, so that's pretty cool. But basically, it's all the same shit. Advanced metalworking and industry, advanced sewer systems, and everything like that. Yet our infrastructure is completely crumbling around us on a constant basis.
Like they don't even have fresh drinking water in fucking Flint, Michigan. And you're gonna call us a first world nation where certain areas of the country are like third world?
Exactly.
Look, listen,
the neighborhood that I live in is falling apart.
Yeah. Like fucking Blues, like literally Blues, if he wanted to, he couldn't jog in his own neighborhood without getting attacked. Like he can't even feel safe in his own neighborhood. You're gonna call this a first world country? You know what I mean? Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like Flint, Michigan doesn't have water. Blues can't walk around his own he can't jog around his own neighborhood without getting maybe attacked or robbed. Like, you're gonna call this a first world nation, and it's like, it's just ridiculous. Like I always tell people, like if you're a neocon and you believe in the American Empire, like I always say, like, look, it's just like the Romans. The Romans won most of their battles throughout their history, and they still fell. You could win 1,000,000 battles overseas, but if we're falling apart from the inside, like, what are we doing? Like, you're missing the point. Like, if we're falling apart from the inside because we have all these corrupt people, and we can't even fucking fund our own infrastructure. Like, what are we doing? We're destroying ourselves. Like, who cares about ISIS in Syria? Like, they're on pickup trucks. They're not even gonna come over here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid at this point. And there's always gonna be terrorists. There are terrorists back in World War I and anarchists. They're always gonna be. So the war on terror never made any sense from the beginning, because it's a never-ending war. There's always gonna be terrorists. I mean, you could classify the militias or Black Lives Matters as terrorists, if the government wants to. I mean, anybody could be a terrorist or a freedom fighter. It's a matter of opinion, really. Who's a terrorist and who's a freedom fighter? Really depends on who you're talking to.
Even during the American Revolution, the revolutionaries would have been classified as terrorists if they had that term available to them at the time, because we're burning down government buildings that were run by the British and attacking their staff and their governors and shit like that. Of course we would have been labeled as terrorists.
Well, plus we use a lot of guerrilla warfare to counter, because, I mean, the thing about the Revolutionary Army is we couldn't really beat them in the field, because, I mean, this is like the greatest. The British Army back in the 1700s was the best army on the field. Maybe the Prussians might have been better. I don't know that for sure in the 1700s, but it would have been a runner-up. The French and the Prussians and the British had probably the best land armies, most disciplined. So, like, the revolutionary militia is not going to beat the British army in the field in a conventional sense. So we had to use basically guerrilla terrorist tactics. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, you're right.
Well, you had these boys that were, growing up around these areas. They knew all the trails.
Yeah,
they knew They knew every hiding spot. And then that's the same thing that happened during the Civil War, is when the Union was heading down south. All these Confederate dudes, they all knew the territory, and they used guerrilla tactics too. That's why we had to convince other nations not to help them by making the Civil War about slavery. That's the shitty part about it.
Yep.
And then
statistically,
nowadays we've had people in the Middle East using the same guerrilla warfare tactics against us, while we're invading their countries and trying to instill our own values in them and whatnot. And then we call them cowards because they're not out in the open and they don't have fucking tanks and helicopter shit to fight us against with. It's the same tactics that we used in pretty much all of our wars up until World War World War II. That's ridiculous.
There's just some people, man, that like they make me laugh. Like I get where they're coming from, but like, because I have a lot of right-wing friends, and they're like, well, listen, man, like if the government comes after us, we're just gonna be like the Viet Cong. I'm like, you need to like stop for a minute.
They have drones and tanks.
Do not compare yourself to the Vietnamese Viet Cong who, like, because you gotta understand, like, these people live in the most humid, hot places on Earth. They have no air conditioning. They live in fucking huts their whole life. They
used to this shit.
There's razor sharp plants, and it's a swampland with mosquitoes, and they just live in it like it's normal. Like, for you to say that I'm going to be like the Viet Cong is kind of insulting to the Viet Cong. Because, like, make no mistake about it, like, when we were in Vietnam, we were fucking ruthless, and we would do... I mean, we did some crazy shit there, and it's like we still... At the end of the day, you could say we won most of the battles, but we still lost at the strategic stage because it didn't matter. Like, you could... That's why when some people say, like, we won Vietnam, it's like, Are you sure?
No, he didn't.
Because if we won Vietnam, the South Vietnamese government should be in charge of the whole country. That's the exact opposite of what happened. So you're wrong. You're wrong. Okay. That would be like, it would literally be like if the fucking French. No, it'd be like literally if the French said they won Algeria when obviously they got kicked out of Algeria. You're like, well, no, we won that. It's like, no, you didn't, you fuckers. You didn't win. It's like, it's
not at all.
Not at all. So,
we basically wasted our fucking time, lives, resources, and just fucking years.
I will, in a historical sense, I will give, because you got to understand, like, the generals and admirals in charge of Vietnam were, like, they were World War II veterans. So they were very good at fighting conventional wars, not guerrilla wars. So they're like, oh, it's going to be easy.
The entire reason that we were even there, or in Korea, or fucking around in the Middle East in the 70s and 80s, because we wanted to halt the spread of communism.
Exactly.
And then the Russians wanted to halt the spread of capitalism. Both sides were fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse the actions of either side.
No, it doesn't.
Ridiculous, stupid Cold War conflict.
I get it.
All bullshit, and we ruined so many fucking lives on both sides. It's ridiculous.
I get it in the historical sense that these people. The last time, you got to understand, the last time America fought guerrilla warfare was in the Philippines when we colonized that during the Spanish-American War. So this is like a few generations after, to where nobody in the military academy would have known about guerrilla warfare or cared about it. So when these World War II generals, they're old, they're like, listen, we're just going to go into Vietnam and we're going to wipe these people out. Well, they should have probably listened. They probably should have, like, understand how the French had trouble with them in the Indochina War beforehand. But, like, getting back to where I was going with it.
Man. We think we can just steamroll through anything.
Yeah. And that's definitely a problem. You should always respect your enemy. But going back to where I was saying, like, these right-wing militias who think they're going to be like the Viet Cong, I'm like, dude, you're not, like, okay, if you want to be like the Viet Cong, this is what you do. Go build a hut in, like, I don't know, in the South, where it's hot, and there's, literally, like, Blues knows, and like, you might know in Ohio, or go out in the fucking forest, and literally, the forest is trying to kill you. Like, the weather's bad, the bugs are trying to kill you. The animals are trying to kill you. The diseases are trying to kill you. It's not even about, like, fighting the enemy. Like, you gotta be able to, like, maintain yourself. Like, if I go out in the Virginia forest, I'm fucked. I don't know how to survive in I should know as a gun owner and stuff, but I need to get trained by somebody who knows about, like, the forest and shit. And like, I don't want to be out in the fucking forest in, like, 100% humidity in Virginia. And I'm sure it gets humid in Ohio sometimes too. Like it's not.
It's fucking humid as shit here right now.
Yeah,
it'll only last like another month or two, but goddamn.
And what they got to worry about in Ohio too is the winters too. So I mean, it's like, I don't believe these fuckers. Like, some of them maybe. There's a few of them that maybe go out in the wilderness that much, but most of us don't know the wilderness like somebody who lives in a fucking hut. Like, their house is made out of their environment. Like...
Yeah, like, why the fuck would we need to know? We have nice air-conditioned houses and a refrigerator and a pantry full of all the amenities and food that we need and couch and a fucking TV and bed. Why the fuck would we need to do that? We don't.
Look,
people.
I completely get why you wouldn't trust your government, but, like, let's not, like, stop comparing yourself to the Viet Cong. That's really an insult to the Viet Cong. It really is. Like, don't do that. Stop. You're not them. Go to Vietnam then. Go to Vietnam and live in a fucking hut.
Lived in tunnels, for God's sake, trying to stop us. with craps and flaps and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, man. Shit, dude. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm not living in a hut. Like, look, dude. Like, you're better than me. Go over there. Go to Vietnam, live in a hut, and tell me how that works out for you. It's probably not going to be well. Go work in a rice paddy in 100% humidity and do labor. Tell me how that works for you. There's a reason.
These are the same guys that are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna board up my house and get a generator and gasoline. I'm gonna order cans of food and shotguns and rifles, and I'm gonna
live off the land.
Look, let's be honest. Like the majority of Americans are just.
See how long that fucking lasts.
Yeah, we're just a product of our prosperity. I mean, we're not as hardy as our ancestors for good reason. We don't have to be. You know, accept it.
No.
It's just accept it.
If we get hit by a fucking, even just a solar flare, and it just takes down the electricity systems of the entire United States.
Oh, dude, we're fucked.
Let alone all the other countries that would be hit by the same thing. Dude, it's gonna be fucking chaos. People don't know.
Dude. I already know where to go. You gotta find
what to do. I have no fucking idea.
You gotta find the person who can sew, and that person is gonna become king. It's like, I can sew things, and then you find the person who can actually like build things as blacksmith, and those are the people who are gonna be like useful for that.
You'd have to re-evolve into the kind of society to where people trade services with each other.
Exactly.
There might not be physical money. You might be like, hey, I'll make you a fucking plow for your field if you give me like some fucking food supplies and shit like that. Oh yeah, of course. Or I'll repair something for you and you give me this.
That world will suck, dude. I like living in my fantasy worlds. Like, I guess we could do that. I'd be like, you know what? You know, the electronics go out. I'll be like, I'm gonna find blues and Stoner Piccolo, and we're gonna do this fantasy shit on pieces of paper. It's like, I just write on a notebook, Moth Violet punches Stoner Piccolo in the face, and then I just show him the paper, and then he has to like come up with something.
Pass the paper over to me, and then I write a response.
We create a new hobby of paper RPing. It's gonna be great. And then of course you're gonna have
we'd have to go back to fucking LARPing.
Oh fuck.
We have to go back to fucking LARPing with sticks and shit.
If I dress up in Moth Violet, I'm gonna get like arrested like right off the bat. It's like
It's in the dystopia. It's not gonna be any. It's not gonna be any police.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna get arrested. You're gonna get raped. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some dudes are gonna make you their lady.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, purple butterfly, bitch.
It's like, listen, I'm an anti-hero. You can't do this. And it's like
purple butterfly, bitch.
Oh, it's the dystopia, dude. We'll do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, man. The United States of America. Fuck.
Oh god, it's horrible.
Yeah.
This episode got dark.
Don't dress up like that.
This episode got dark.
Oh, this episode's been dark. It was dark as soon as we started talking about Epstein.
Yeah. You scared off Krillin for a minute. He's like, I don't know if I want to listen to the rest of this. Where is this going?
I think he's having connection problems. He's been in and out a couple of times.
Next time he goes in and out, we're going to be talking about building a bomb.
Stoner Piccolo, since you weren't here for this conversation, I want to know your opinion on what do you think's going to come out about this damn it, I forgot her name already. Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's side hoe.
Oh, the lady that helped Epstein get all the girls and shit.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen with her?
Man.
Well, if I had to theorize, I would say that she's probably going to be sent to a high technology, high comfortability women's facility, and she'll probably be there for at least 10 years, or it could be life, depending on how pissed these people are. And her career's, whatever her career was, I don't even fucking know. It's done.
I think she was just one of those fucking socialites.
She's gonna basically get.
She helped get that dude little girls to fuck, and then she was also involved in some of the acts against them, and it was like she's done.
Just imagine for a moment if you're like that British royal family guy. Like, what would you do?
Oh, like Prince Charles?
What would you
Prince
do?
Andrew.
Holy shit!
If you're
Prince Andrew, yep.
Prince whatever, like you're Prince Blues. You are a degenerate piece of shit, and now the person who's going to jail could expose you and fuck up your life forever. What would you be willing to do? And you have millions of dollars at your disposal. What would you do? Well, I think I got an idea what you'd do. You would probably you would contact your connections in America, which are probably politicians and billionaires, and you tell them, listen, you gotta give this person a break if I'm not involved in it, and I'll give you whatever you want. That's how you make deals when you're that wealthy or that well connected. You make deals because there's certain politicians and shit, and dude, Trump knew fucking Epstein. That's the scary part.
Oh yeah.
Trump and Clinton knew him. So it's like, dude.
Oh yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I would say that Bill Clinton was definitely a better president than Trump has been. But that does not excuse his immoral quandary. All the shit that he did, that does not excuse him whatsoever. I'd say he had much better policies, but as a human being, he's pretty much on the same moral efficiency that...
you can almost understand how fucked up Hillary Clinton is by how he acts, where he always cheats on her.
Oh yeah, Hillary's an evil bitch too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Blues. If you want to know how to make a bitch, you want to know how you make a lady. I was about to say bitch. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be classier than that. If you want to know how you want to make a lady a sociopath, cheat her on her, and get her into politics, and she'll become like a Hillary Clinton. You don't want to break. Soon
as she gets that Hillary cut, it's over.
You don't want to break a woman's heart too many times because they will kill you, or they'll take over the world.
Remember what Android 18 looked like in GT?
Ugh.
This is the prime Clinton haircut right here.
Post it. You're gonna post it in general?
I'm posting it in Talk to Speak. This is the prime Hillary Clinton cut.
That literally is like a DBZ Hillary Clinton. She's like giving a speech. Only like
fucking Android 18.
Only 3 people showed up. Everybody else.
It's Android 18 and GT.
Yeah. The big thing that me and Stoner Piccolo disagree on is I'm more willing to vote third party. He's like, well, I know Biden's horrible, but like he's better than Trump, and he's right. He really is.
All right, here's the problem that I have. Let me get this straight first. Let me ask you. You're like a libertarian, right? Or you hold some of their principles?
I'm libertarian on individual rights, and I'm socialist on economics.
Okay.
So I'm pro gun ownership, but I'm also like pro universal basic income or like universal health care. Basically, my vision of Europe, my version of America is like Amsterdam, where it's like legal prostitution, you legal drugs, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
We're actually basically on the same level. I agree with you on a lot of things like that. You're not a pure libertarian, which makes me happy.
Because those guys are crazy.
But yeah, they are fucking crazy. Because these pure libertarians, they're like, taxation is theft. I'm like, all right, okay.
Dude, don't want taxation. They don't even know they're. You know what I tell those fuckers?
You don't want public roads,
or tell them this.
Public education, or firefighters, or police.
Taxation is theft.
Exactly. So they don't want to
really fuck with them? Talk to them about the Whiskey Rebellion, where George Washington, because these fuckers are basically the first libertarians in the military in America. The Whiskey Rebellion was basically in 1791 where... No, it ended in 1794 where George Washington led the Revolutionary Army, because a lot of people don't realize this. Well, because they're fucking stupid. It makes plenty of sense, but like, well, fighting the Revolutionary War, we went into debt. So we needed taxes to pay for the Revolutionary War, so there was a whiskey tax. Well, these fuckers, basically they're libertarians before they realize they're libertarians. In 1794, they're like, well, we're not going to pay the taxes. Well, George Washington's like, well, fuck you, you are going to pay the taxes. So he led his Revolutionary Army up there and kicked their asses and like, no, you're going to pay the fucking taxes. So, before you say... This is what I always say to libertarians. You're not... I know you think that you're like the outstanding American. You're really not. Like George Washington, our first president, the guy who basically gave us a nation, was pro-tax. So what are you talking about? You know, you're just making up shit at this point. If you
the modern narrative is that we didn't want any taxes at all, which is completely untrue. The thing that we were pissed off about is that we had taxation without representation, to where we had none of our own people, none of our own colonies going over and being able to represent us. So
there were some legitimate grievances between Britain and
England that were making the laws for us and making taxes for us without us having any say.
Stoner Piccolo, whenever you argue with libertarians, show them this and be like, you know what? George Washington was pro-tax, so are you anti-American? Just fuck with him. That's what I do.
Are you anti-American?
Are you you're anti-George Washington? I thought you were like, you're all about this. You have that snake flag all the time. Because George Washington, like, look at this. I'll even show you the results. Let's see. Let's see. The result, government victory. Armed resistance eliminated. Minor tax evasion. So it's like, these fuckers that's what they are. They're minor tax evaders. And George Washington took care of them. So, it's like me and Blues were talking about earlier. There's motherfuckers out there that want to change history. You know, and this is a big thing that scares me about reality now. Everybody wants to live in their own reality. It's like facts don't matter anymore. That's where this is going to get dangerous. Because if facts don't matter, you believe anything, you can believe whatever you want. So if you want to believe that George Washington isn't a tax evade, isn't a pro-tax, I mean, you could believe like, well, George Washington wouldn't want me to pay taxes, so fuck all these other people. Well, the thing is, there's a moral civic duty to have. There's a moral civic duty to care about your fellow countrymen. I think is a very
and that's the entire thing about the. Yeah, well, not the entire thing. One part, I should say. I keep saying entirely. It's ridiculous. One part of it is that America or the United States is all about every man for himself. Every man.
Bullshit. It's a rigged system.
They don't care about their fellow people.
Exactly.
And it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. You think if you're just gonna get rid of all the weak that you'll be completely fine? Yeah. A lot of those weak, poor old people have no choice but to work your menial job.
Yeah.
Your service industry jobs or anything else like that. You can't just get rid of half the population and think that you'll be fine not take care of it.
This idea that like taxes are a bad thing is fucking stupid. Like there's been taxes since like ancient Babylonia. You know? Like I get the fact that there might have been grievances between America and Britain. That's cool, but like the idea that America could run with no taxes is fucking ridiculous. Like what are you even talking about? Like you're trying to reinvent the wheel when taxes have been effective since civilization started. Like, what are you talking about?
It's just, I feel like people feel like they think taxes are too high when it's not. It's like,
No, taxes
people,
might be
people
too
feel
high.
like, no, I don't feel like taxes are too. I don't even.
Taxes might be too high for the average person, but not. But you know who gets away with it is the billionaires. They get out of taxes.
Right.
The thing is, our taxes wouldn't be so high if the fucking millionaires and billionaires didn't have tax loopholes to where they don't. Not only do they not have to pay into taxes, but they actually get millions back in tax returns on top of that. That's the rest of us paying them to not spend any money. That's fucking bullshit.
It should be a civic virtue to care about your fellow citizens.
No, we don't have low taxes. They're just. I don't fucking know. I don't pay taxes like that.
Like, I don't pay taxes at all. Fuck.
I'm a tax evader.
No, my thing is this. Like, my thing is like, it should be. I don't understand Like, I like libertarian individualism shit, like individual rights, like you should own guns because it's not so much a libertarian thing as I believe that the working class should own guns because it's a check against government and the oligarchs. Like, if they know that we all have guns, it's almost like don't take it too far, man. Don't take it too far because we'll come up, we'll roll up on your fucking place real quick. So,
yeah, but they got tanks and UAVs and
it's true. It's
all
true.
Kinds of shit. It's like, what, you gonna shoot a fucking F-16 out of the sky with your AK-47?
I'll fucking try.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you'll try, but you're gonna fucking fail.
I'll fucking try. God damn it, I'm not going down.
It's better than nothing.
I guess just to have the right to try is enough. Yeah. But I mean, it's just unrealistic. That's why
I accept that it is American extension of freedom, which might sound silly to foreigners.
The only time it probably worked is if every American citizen had a gun, which they don't.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not everybody needs them.
Exactly.
There are probably some people that should need one because they're in bad places where they live in. It's probably a good idea to have one.
You're right.
But then they might not be able to afford one.
My thing is Krillin, because Krillin's talking about taxes, is like, and I had this argument the other day with a pro. He's right wing as fuck, and I like him though. You know why I like this guy? Because he's as crazy as I am left wing, which isn't really that crazy. I'm not a communist or anything, but like, he's extreme right wing, and I like just arguing with him. So he's like, well, I don't get it. It's like, what, you think that there should be a cap or a 90% tax on, billionaires? I'm like, yeah, because you gotta understand, like, you don't get it. Like, if I have $1 billion, I can buy any.
There already was a tax cap back in the 40s and 50s and 60s.
Yeah, Eisenhower had a 90% tax. And Eisenhower was a Republican, and he had a 90% tax. Look, this is the ultimate thing to be.
Because they have more money to share.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that they think that, okay, so we pay.
Oh,
I don't even know what it is. 7%
Krillin's making the big bucks. He's an accountant. I didn't know that.
No, I'm not even talking about him. I'm just talking about like poor people to rich. Like, put a flat tax rate on everybody. Say 5%.
Yeah.
So that's 5% of a $22,000 a year.
Yeah.
That you're making at your job at a poor person, whereas a rich person you could be. Let's even lowball it. Just put it at $5 million a year. I can't necessarily, as a poor person, afford to pay. And
poor people should. The lower tax brackets should pay the least. But like, look, this is what I think.
People that make the least money should not be paying the same amount of,
No, no, absolutely not.
or the same percentage, I should say, as um, rich folk. They have more money to spare. And what's happening right now is that
Well,
most
have you ever
people and the
thought
middle
about
class
like,
pay most of the fucking taxes.
well, Stoner Pickle, have you ever thought about like, what could you do with $1 billion? Like ask like is
I
like
couldn't spend $1 billion if I had
yeah,
100 years.
they're like look, people don't realize how much $1 billion is. You could be a complete like fuck up and a drug addict, and you'll literally die before you spend all that money.
I'd
Like you
have to
can't.
buy 20 yachts and have them in perfect maintenance shape for 50 fucking years and still have billions left over. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know what to do with that money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like you could literally like do anything. So my big thing is like I think because the thing is like when you can buy anything you want, you've broken the whole rat race system. Like if you have $1 billion, you can buy anything you want. There's nothing you can't buy except like some crazy shit like a rocket, like a space shuttle or something. But like most things that you could buy, you could buy. So my thing is if you reach $1 billion, I would say, dude, I even told my friend and it freaked him the fuck out. I'm like, look, if you reach a $500 million, you can buy whatever the fuck you want. So after that, I'd go as far as Eisenhower, 90% tax after that. Who gives a fuck? You can buy whatever you want. Like, well, do you really need all this extra money? Because I know what most oligarchs, what they do with that extra money is they buy influence in politics and shit. You know? And he's like, well, you shouldn't take people's money away. It's like, well, they're bribing the system. What do you think they're doing with all that extra money? They're making sure that they can make more money. So,
Well, they're doing that, and
yeah.
Phil said poor pay 10% and the rich pay 37%. All right, I'll take that at face value. But I will also add that the rich have access to offshore bank accounts,
Yeah,
whether it's in
yeah,
any island
he did
country
say
or
that.
it's in other in European
Yeah,
countries where they can hide all of that money
yeah,
away and not be taxed on it whatsoever.
exactly. But
And
Krillin did
all of
say
that
that.
money is just gone. He didn't say that. I'm just adding to what he said. Yeah, they pay 37% on what they're actually going to pay on, yet they hoard all of these vast amounts of money, or
Exactly.
vast amounts of cash and whatever in offshore bank accounts, and it's gone. It's removed from the economic system,
Oh
and then
yeah.
inflation rises after that. It's
And there's
a
certain
fucking
things
shit
in
show.
America where you can get away with taxes like stock speculation or I don't remember what it is, but certain stocks you invest in and shit, you get tax credits and shit, and it doesn't make any sense. Because the only people in the stock market really are people who have a lot of money. I mean, for a guy like me, I mean, it makes more sense to invest in a 401k than it does a stock market. I don't have enough money to do both, at least right now. So,
If you pinch every fucking penny for 60 years of your life, then you'll have enough money to
barely, yeah.
invest in. And that's
That's
if you
fucking,
do
that's
that.
fucking insane,
60
really.
fucking years of your life, really.
It's fucking insane. Like,
That's what my grandfather did. He died early 2000. He was about 70 something years old. But he pinched every penny
yeah.
and worked his entire fucking
Well,
life, and he was just able to invest in the stock market a little bit, and then he he pretty much just lost it all then after
well, the
that
thing is,
because
me
everything
and you,
fucking
we
flipped.
can't be like the inevitable result of this because I'm the type of guy like I just don't give a fuck. Like I've come to like look. It's just like, dude. It's not even before I even became a doomer. I just knew, looking at relationships, like a 50% divorce rate. I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna have fun. That's exactly what I did. I literally I just don't care about having kids or a family. So, but I shouldn't be like, it shouldn't come to that, to where you have to have my personality to just live I don't even live like a luxurious living. Like, I live alright. Like, I could afford meat and vegetables and fish, which some people are like, whoa, you can afford fish? It's like, well, I mean, shouldn't everybody? Really? You know? Yeah, I can afford sake, which, the sake is about $17 US. And then I got my Madriga Sangria here, which was like, I think, $12 at the, and I got this German beer, which I'm not liking too much, which I think was like $14. Yeah, but the thing is like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. What do you want from me? What do you want? I'm getting fucked up right now. I lost my train of thought. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Like, all the members listening now are depressed as fuck. They're like, well, I wanted this to be fun. Like, are you guys gonna talk about your characters? Like, well, I want to know. What we want to know is if Blues is gonna play Magical Blues.
No.
Why can't we have a Magical Blues?
Because
ice and water powers.
Because we already got a Magika Red. We got fucking Moth Violet. We don't need any more.
Yeah, but we can have a trio.
I agree. Nope.
See, we don't need to become the next Antoinette, Riven, and Tenia, okay?
Oh my god.
We need to be the next Antoinette, Riven,
I
and
told him
Tenia.
that last night. He's
Oh my
ripping
God.
off my shit.
Yeah, it's like you need to be remembered of what you said last night. It's like we don't need to be the next Antoinette, Riven, and Tenia, okay?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Piccolo
Well, you guys just oh yeah, I
Piccolo
fucking knew
knows.
that. I was there.
So did
Piccolo.
I
Piccolo.
was
Like,
there. Then you all have to move in together and start fucking each other. So.
yeah.
Yep.
then we could call our faction the Magika Dominion. You know?
Yeah, Oreos or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking Oreos. Yeah, Izuka's got to be in the middle.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna dress up as Moth Violet, and you're gonna feed me Oreos. Like dunk it, Magica Blues. Dunk the Oreos and feed me.
No. Okay. Yep. Next time Moth Violet transforms in Seabox, I'm banning you. I'm banning you.
That angered the Blues.
I'm banning. It's been decided.
You went too far, man.
Yeah.
You done did it.
You done did it.
You done did it.
Oh god.
Let's see. Interband duration forever. Forever. I remember when I did that to Kiro one time. I felt so fucking. I felt like such an asshole. I was like, you know what? Let me ban this nigga forever.
I just like the fact that she has the Papa John's. What hat does she have wearing on her staff logo?
Papa John's.
Yeah, she's Papa John's. She's literally she's our pizza princess. That's what we call her.
Papa John's.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If I saw Ace like in a sailor skirt and like
no, you wouldn't. No, you
like
wouldn't.
nibbling on pizza, and she's like, "This is Papa John's. It's for the plebs." I'll be like, "Wow, this is."
And you call us degenerates.
It's like, wow, this is getting good.
And you call us degenerates.
It's like, you know our pizzas are good when I'm dressing up as a fucking high school Japanese
This
girl.
is reprehensible.
Like, I don't know what's going on in this ad, but like I think I get it. It's like this is a go-getter business.
This is reprehensible, Rob. Stop. This is irredeemable.
You know, if Ace could do that, he would. He'd be like, "Wait, what? We could do that? Like, yeah, okay."
We don't need any more magical girls. We don't need any more.
You're gonna play Magical Blues.
No,
you gotta
I'm
pick.
not.
You gotta pick between 3 characters.
Nope.
OC characters.
Nope.
You gotta have either ice or water powers. You gotta pick between those two, or you can have.
I'd rather play the farmer with a shotgun than fucking magical girls.
Just use fucking key power.
That's not true.
Goddammit.
He was thinking of the ideas but he's like, Rob, what could I do with a magical girl? It's like, I don't know, like you fight people. That's what you do. Save the day.
Fight who? Moth Violet, you can fight my Violet.
Yeah.
You just want to fucking fight me with Moth Violet. Why?
I will.
Just fight me with Moth Violet.
It's water and ice versus moth and purple. You know,
see, why the fuck I gotta have elemental powers and you just get regular random key powers?
Because you're blues.
No.
Ocean.
No.
You're ocean. You're ocean Magika. Accept your fate.
Ocean Magika. Ocean.
The best you can get is ice,
man.
Ocean Magika. Why don't you get Stoner Piccolo to play a fucking magical girl?
That. I don't have enough time for 2 characters.
Because he's already struggling with fucking Stoner Piccolo.
Yeah, and I've RP'd like twice. And most of my shit on the site so far has been in C-Box and in the fucking Discord.
Blues,
I'm still waiting on my goddamn son Gohan to post.
You know what I
we skipped him already.
I know. Fans posted his Bola. I'm still waiting on her to post it. Man. God damn.
Sunpan is Bola.
Moving event.
Oh man.
Blues, you need to think, man. You were thinking about doing it, but you backed down. So when are you gonna play
No,
Magic
I was
Blues?
I was not thinking about it. When was I ever thinking about that shit?
You're like Rom. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know what to do with her. I'm like, I don't know, like make bubbles.
When did I
shit.
say that?
Like
I want some logs. I want some receipts.
A day ago.
I want some receipts.
Damn it, Blues! You're just being stubborn now. And I'm getting fucked up. I'm getting fucked up over beer and sake, and I'm about to hit this wine, and I'm about to get really fucked up. So, folks, you know, are you enjoying episode fucking 10? Is this not good? We talked about racism and empires and British people and black people and white people and Maxine Wellfire.
What you sound like right now?
Who the fuck is that chick who fucks little kids?
Are you not happy?
Like Epstein.
Are you not entertained?
Maxwell Epstein, or whatever the fuck her name is.
Maxwell Epstein.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever the fuck her name is. You know, we covered it all today.
Like his long lost son, it's like, yes, Maxwell Epstein.
Yeah. What's gonna happen to her? Is she gonna contract the coronavirus and just die in prison? She's gonna be like, oh, she died. It's like, you know, most of the
quote unquote for coronavirus.
You're gonna have retards who are gonna believe that shit. They're gonna be like, I don't get it. I thought she was gonna go to trial. She died of coronavirus. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
She got a coronavirus?
No, you're just like, you know what? It's not Epstein that's wrong with the country. It's you, because you're so fucking stupid. You believe anything. You have a sixth grader level understanding of the world. You think this is why Dick Falcon hates Americans, because we're fucking stupid. I don't get it. Why did Jeffrey Maxwell die of the fucking coronavirus? I thought she was doing fine. It's like
Jeffrey Maxwell.
Whatever the fuck her name
Jeffrey
is.
Maxwell.
Yeah. She just died just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Maxwell. No, you said Jeffrey Maxwell.
Yeah, whatever the fuck her name is.
It's alright.
I don't get it. I don't know why she died. Maybe it was because of the coronavirus killed her. It's like you are the problem. It's not even the billionaire pedophile rings. You're the fucking idiot who believes everything they fucking say. You should be arrested, put in a fucking.
This is Jeffrey. Hey, Rom. This is Jeffrey Maxwell right here.
It is. Let me see. Put in talk to speak.
God damn, Jeffrey Maxwell got sentenced 5,000 years in prison.
What? Jeffrey Maxwell?
Jeffrey Maxwell. This guy, I'm about to post him in the. Apparently, this dude has got arrested for fucking torturing women and stealing their panties.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta steal.
This is,
I mean, who doesn't do that anymore? Am I right? Jesus.
This is Jeffrey Maxwell.
A message text? What the fuck is this?
I didn't want to send that.
So what you're saying, Blues, is you go into laundromats and steal women's underwear. What the fuck's going on with that?
No. I'm saying this nigga Jeffrey Maxwell got sentenced 5,000 years.
What did he even do? What did he do?
Torturing women and stealing their panties.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, he looks exactly like he would do that too.
Yeah.
That's actually a perfect profile.
It's like, listen, I'm not what you think I am.
I don't touch kids. They're of age.
I don't rape anybody. I just like to steal women's panties. Can I get like a 1 year?
I don't kill kids. They're of age. The people I kill.
Yeah, Blues only steals women's panties. That's all he does.
It's like the people I kill are legal.
Blues.
I don't kill
much better.
Blues. I'm tired of this shit. You're showing a pattern. You steal Urine's clothes to get them off violet. I think you're stealing women's panties at the laundromat. You need to stop.
There we go.
Yeah,
all right, who's gonna stop me then?
You have a collection. It's time to admit that you have a problem. Blues. Stop stealing women's panties at the laundromat.
Listen, man, I only steal them like that because you taught me.
What?
I got it from you, Rom.
Not for me.
All the way back on DBA when we first. We had this thread. It was called the He-Man Woman Haters Club, and in this thread on DBA, we would show each other. He would show me all the panties he would steal when he was still working in the military. He would be like, "Oh yeah, this some army bitch.
I didn't do it. That's lies and slander. You fucking lie.
These are her Looney Tunes panties." And I looked at them, I'm like, "Oh wow."
What the fuck is Looney Tunes panties? What the fuck? Looney Tunes panties.
Yeah, you stole some army girl's Looney Tunes panties.
There was an army girl who dropped her pants and it was Looney Tunes. I'm like, where the fuck is this going?
She's like got Bugs Bunny on her ass.
I'd expect to get if an army girl dropped her cami pants and those Looney Tune panties, like I guess I'm gonna get raped right now. It's like okay. I accept this. Go ahead.
She's got the Tasmanian devil on her ass.
Oh, I gotta be a victim now. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna get raped by Tasmanian panties.
Literally. She's got Daffy on her pussy.
Like, what the fuck? So you got Daffy Duck panties, and am I gonna get choked out and come? She's like, I'm gonna choke you out and make you come. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. I didn't know this was going down this route, but I mean, with Looney Tunes panties.
You wake up with Daffy Duck panties on your chandelier.
Like Jesus. I mean, if a girl literally takes off her clothes and she has like Looney Tune panties on, you know this is about to get like. I mean, I don't know if I'm about to get murdered or some shit. Like, you just gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for that shit. What the fuck?
These have to be. These gotta be it. These right here.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, what the fuck is this going? Yeah, she turns, she looks out the window and she takes off her clothes behind you. She says, it's that. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to get raped. Okay. I know where this is going. It's like, she has like a carrot in her hand. It's like, where are you going to put that carrot? Like let's not do that. Let's not bring carrots into this. It's like, I like carrots. Can I have you? And it's like, oh, well, okay, all right, fuck it.
This is how Rob would be looking on the fucking couch. Just wait.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, oh,
That's Rob just waiting in his Superman boxers.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
It's funny.
I'm ready for the Looney Tunes. I'm ready for it.
How do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about not Elmer Fudd not having his gun in the new Looney Tunes?
I mean, this is basically for bitches like you. You're a generation of fucking losers and fucking simps who just don't give a fuck and they just want whatever they can get. They gobble down the soy. There's
soy.
Just chugging that fucking soy down like It's like that's why Blues has breasts now. He's like he told me in the chat. He's like, Rob, I got breasts now. I don't know what the fuck dude. I don't know what to do. Maybe you need to go.
Rob, you got boomer man tits.
Who said that? They're lying.
It's just because you're old.
How do you even know it? You don't know I got man titties. I might be chiseled as fuck.
Just the fact that you asked me how do I know that you have them just lets me know that you have them.
I'm flat chest and chiseled and like.
Congratulations. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, Xanthi's gonna be like feeling all over my chest when I go down there to visit. You know, I gotta let her know.
You even know where she lives.
Yeah, she lives in South Carolina.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go down there and visit her and be like, listen, fucker, I'm Rom. Take this Rom dick! No, I'm sorry.
This is listen,
well,
fucker.
That's not going good. Well,
like,
she has a boyfriend.
It's like, listen here.
She's
got a boyfriend now.
I just roll up in my fucking.
He'll show up with a fucking. Yeah, he'll roll up in a pickup truck, a Ford F-150, and just snipe you from 50 feet away with a fucking hunting rifle.
That Elmer Fudd is kind of scaring me. Like, what the fuck is going? Is this really from the show? Like, what the fuck is going on with this? Like, is that really from the? Is that from the new show?
Yes, it is.
So they're teaching kids how to be degenerate pieces of shit. Like, hey, I'm Superman. Will you suck my dick?
but they take his gun away.
But he looks like he wants to get his
teaching
dick
him how to be a
sucked by,
degenerate.
like a succubus. Like, suck my
That's
soul
what I'm saying. It's
out of
like
my penis.
they have images. It's like they have images like this, but then they take the motherfucker's gun away.
Yeah, that's what's gonna turn the country around. Not fucking systematic reform. They're gonna teach you that you need to, I don't know, get your dick hate fuck sucked.
They took his gun away. They took his gun away. Let me find the article.
Like, dude, Elmer Fudd and Superman shorts. Where's fucking Stoner Piccolo on this?
What?
Stoner Piccolo, what the fuck is going on with culture these days? You got Elmer
What about
Fudd. Give us a laydown. This is what Blues likes. He likes to look at a fucking bald head guy.
Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam.
Blues looks at that and he's like, oh yeah, that's what I want. He wants a fucking Italian guy with in boxers.
That gets me going.
Looks like Mussolini reborn.
It gets me going.
You want the fascist Italian to tell him what it is.
It gets me going.
When is Xanthi actually going to be useful to the site?
Huh?
When is Xanthi going to be Heather going to be useful to the site? I gotta keep her accountable because she's a scumbag, and I gotta nail scumbags. You know.
Kanye West says he has coronavirus and no longer supports Trump.
Loses ignores my question, of course. Isn't Kanye West running for president? Like he's gonna.
I guess so.
I don't know what's gonna go on with that.
Kanye West no longer supports Trump's. Let's see.
Yeah. He's not going to win, but it kind of makes me depressed that we're at the point that we allow a fucking failed shitty raps to.
Well, you know what? I'd actually want Kanye over fucking Trump at this point.
I mean,
if
you had to pick between Biden, Trump, and Kanye, it's your fuck no matter what.
Kanye, I don't give a shit. Kanye. Just because he's not an old white man.
Yeah, I guess I can. No, I don't understand that because, yeah, obviously, but you know, yeah,
it's like at least if we vote for Kanye, we know going in that we'll.
I'm gonna go take a piss. You guys take over. You guys are.
It's like with Kanye, we know going in that we finna fuck up. You know what I'm saying? With Trump, people was actually convinced that he was going to do good for the country. With Obama, people actually expected him to do better for the country than he did. You know, but it's like Kanye, it's like, oh yeah, we know this motherfucker finna fuck some shit up. Come on with it. We ready.
Well, I don't know. I feel as though since we've had the fucking orange man in here, so we're just going to be able to, any celebrity can just fucking.
Yeah, but the thing about Kanye is he at least said he wanted to run for president before Trump was president.
Doing that for years.
Yeah. So at least he did it before Trump was president. So he actually has that to fall back on. But yeah, I see what you're saying, though. It's like now we're gonna have Kanye. And then I was hearing people say Oprah for president. Yeah, I'd actually take The Rock for president. He seems like a pretty nice guy. As far as politics, I don't know. I don't know how good of a policy maker he'd be.
I have no idea where he's at, but I think he would almost have the same quality as a president, same way that Arnold Schwarzenegger has had quality as the governor of California. Like it'd be pretty neat, and it would be like, oh, that's cool. That guy from the movie, fucking politician. Isn't that neat? Same way that we had Jesse Ventura.
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was an actor before he was president.
And that's how we bake a fucking cake.
Ronald Reagan is the devil.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? No! We're done with politics. We're going on to new subjects. Let's see.
Ronald Reagan is the devil. That's all I gotta say.
You're all bad. I don't know where I'm going with this. You know what? I don't know. You know what? What we need, people elbow on China. What we need now is, tell me, Blues, if you were to bake anything, what would you bake right now? We need baking subjects.
A cream pie. I'll be right back.
Can you actually bake a cream pie, you fucking piece of shit? Cream.
I'm sure some innuendo in there somewhere that we could exploit.
It was definitely an innuendo.
Who can bake?
Rob, if you don't get that,
we can find a way.
Stoner Piccolo, can you bake something? What would you bake right now if you could bake anything? I want a legitimate answer. Not some blues bullshit, but an answer.
Probably like hot brown. because that's the only kind of
Naked pie.
thing that I would eat. Honestly, that's the only. I don't like cake or cookies or any kind of shit
What
like
about
that.
apple pie? Because I really want to bake an apple pie.
Well, if I could put some wheat in there, I'd bake an apple pie.
You bake an apple pie and you put some fucking ice cream on it, it's amazing.
Yeah, fuck ice cream.
Yeah. You're not an ice cream fan? Damn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not at all? Damn. That's rough.
I'll eat a small amount of vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla's good.
On my face, about twice a year, and that'll be enough.
Doesn't eat cake, biscuits, or ice cream. What the fuck?
No, I don't like that shit.
Biscuits only work in America if you're like biscuits and gravy, biscuits and I don't know. I guess you could put honey on them, but like usually biscuits and gravy are amazing. It really is a Southern delicacy. Like really good biscuits and gravy are amazing.
It really is a Southern delicacy.
Shut up, Blues.
It really is a delicacy.
You want to fight me? I'll fight you. I'll figure out where you live. Come down.
I will snipe you with a 50 caliber from Texas. I will blow up South Virginia.
I don't care if you're taller than me. I'll grab you by the nuts.
I will bomb South Virginia and fucking sink it into the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna allow you to buy those weapons down there, Blues. They might say, "Oh, shit, this black guy's trying to buy a sniper rifle."
Who said I had to buy it from the man?
He's gonna get it from the black market.
Yeah, the black market, if you get me. The black market. No. I will buy a Civil War cannon and sink South Virginia.
It's not cool.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I used to think South Virginia was a state.
Well, that's not right.
I used to think South Virginia was a fucking
There's a Virginia and a South Virginia. They're very different in their mentality.
It's a West Virginia.
Actually,
it's West Virginia.
You can go to Staunton, Virginia. It's kind of more like West Virginia because there's hills and shit. If you ever go to Pittsburgh, what you're going to notice is it's kind of a lot like San Diego, except for one thing. San Diego has a Mediterranean climate. Pittsburgh has a, whatever the fuck you would call it in New England climate, where it's hilly and shit too. But, you know, like I said, if I'm going to live in a hilly climate, I want to live in fucking California. All these other places are bullshit. It's all flat and horrible. It's flat and horrible.
West Virginia.
You know, at least with West Virginia, I'm sure they have a really mild summer where it's not too humid.
I'm sorry, have you ever been to West Virginia before?
I've been through it, but I don't remember how humid it was.
Do you remember how depressing that entire fucking state is?
It is pretty depressing. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
Like, you go through there,
building is like 4 stories high, and it's the Capitol building. Like, have you ever drove around Charleston? It's
pretty rough,
god,
dude.
It looks like a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Like, some of those cities, you're like, what is going on
Like a
here?
giant piece of shit.
Like, no, literally.
When you try to build towns in the fucking mountains, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm looking at pictures of Charleston. It looks pretty nice.
It's really weird because it's like...
Yeah, of course it does on the official picture. Come on, man.
It doesn't look that bad to me.
Like says somebody from fucking South Texas is like,
Yeah, West Virginia doesn't look all that bad to me.
Oh, well, it looks really nice. I bet they have a lot of good times here.
I bet they got a lot of good times up there. I bet they got that goddamn lot of good times up there in West Virginia.
West Virginia's one of those weird states, man. You don't know what the fuck's going on in there.
Yeah, it looks like they don't have any tall buildings.
No, they don't. They don't have the ability to build those tall buildings at all.
What's the capital? What's the capital of West Virginia? Charleston.
Yeah.
But isn't there like a Charleston in South Carolina too? So this is getting weird.
What's the capital of Virginia?
Richmond.
Richmond. Let me look at a picture of Richmond, Virginia.
I bet it looks like shit.
Hey, it's not.
Man, it looks like they got taller buildings than West Virginia. Fucking
Yeah, most people do.
West Virginia doesn't look that bad. I wouldn't mind living in West Virginia. It doesn't look bad. You got all these like mountain trails and shit, and you can see the suburbs are in the hills in Charleston.
Yeah, the suburbs are trailer parks. Have fun with that dial-up internet.
Oh god.
That's West Virginia.
What is Blues looking at? Richmond, Virginia?
Nah, I'm looking up a picture of my hood so y'all can see what that look like. Like, look at a picture of Houston. I'm gonna pull up a normal picture of Houston right now.
It's probably gonna look all nice and shit.
Yeah, watch. Just wait. Just wait.
Get the fuck out of Texas.
Yeah, it's definitely Richmond. They got that statue of Lee, who's probably gonna get torn down pretty soon.
Don't let this picture fool you, but Houston is fucking huge.
I know it is. It's a big ass circle.
So this is Houston. This is Houston, right? This is the part. This is the part of town I live in. This is what it looks like. Let me see.
It's gonna look classy as fuck, I bet. What the fuck is that?
That's the neighborhood I live in.
That looks like a fucking third world country. Like, what the fuck is going on, Blues? Like Krillin's looking at that like, oh my god, like what's going on over there?
It doesn't look that bad. He's being nice.
It ain't that bad. So that's where you live, Blues? It's very country.
Look at this.
Is that you? Yeah, fuck that. That looks like bad. That's bad. Like, what are those two motherfuckers doing over there? It's nothing good.
Just chilling.
They're not just chilling. They're doing something bad. Like that looks like something that Krillin and Stoner Piccolo would not be going to. It literally looks run down like Detroit, literally.
Yeah, man, it's bad out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go down there. I'd be like, what the fuck am I supposed to tell these people?
Lock the doors.
I'd tell them, I'd be like, listen, I'm Moth Violet. You need to back the fuck up.
Look, this is the kind of buildings we got over here.
It's like, what the fuck is a Moth Violet? It's like it's my gang.
Look at this. Look at that shit. Look at that
what
shit.
the fuck is that?
That would be fair. I have buildings like those up in the county near me.
Yeah.
Too. I mean,
Ohio probably has a whole bunch of shit like that.
Well, Ohio's like Rust Belt, ain't it?
Ohio is a piece of shit, yeah. I mean, it's stable, and we don't have many natural disasters here, but yeah, a lot of it is run down anymore.
Yeah. It's not as run down as
Krillin says he has stuff like that in England, but like, I feel bad for you. Now I feel bad for Krillin. Krillin, what part of England you live in? You live where Iona does? I don't even know where Iona lives. Manchester. What's Manchester like? How do you like Manchester? I'm gonna go. No, I know it's southern. Okay. You know, Blues, when you actually have money and you're not broke as fuck, we should go visit Iona and Krillin and I want to visit Sunpan.
They'd get tired of us. They'd get tired of us so quick.
Dude, we gotta visit Sunpan, and we're gonna visit Krillin and Iona in England. But we gotta go to Ireland first because it's closer. Sunpan would be like, "Hey, have some Baileys. You want to go chase a rainbow? I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, let's go fucking chase rainbows. It's like fucking baskets of Lucky Charms in Ireland. It'd be like, this is fucking... I'm not even going back home. Fuck this shit. Yes, we got...
Oh, you'll chase the rainbows and go find a pot of gold.
Yeah!
Yeah,
It'd be like,
Go find a pot of gold.
it's like, yes, we got Lucky Charms and baskets all over the place. They just appear. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Where's my Irish wife? You guys like booze and Lucky Charms? Like, this is the way. I'm not going anywhere. Blues would be the same way. It's like, if you give Blues a redhead hot woman, he would not go anywhere.
Especially if her name was Mary Jane.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, you know how fucking perfect that would be?
She had freckles and shit, and she'd be like, hey,
A-
Blues! Hey, Blues, you
a
want to
stoner,
go? Hey,
a
Blues,
stoner meeting a redhead.
You want to go chase a rainbow? And Blues would be like, well, I don't know if you can actually change a rainbow, but I'm down. And he would literally go.
A stoner meeting a bitch named Mary Jane.
Actually, I'm part Irish myself.
Ah, shit, look at that.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
It looks like shit.
So
that's his neighbor.
what part of that is it that you don't live there, do you?
Yeah, that's like a couple streets away.
No, he lives in
What
the one on
fuck,
the right.
dude? That is so ghetto that I would like literally not even like I don't even know what the fuck. I couldn't live there now as a kid maybe, but I'd be like, dude, this is not good. Those
People
are all
don't even
boarded
live in
up.
the town. Yeah, they don't even live there anymore.
Oh, it's somebody living in there, all right.
God damn, we gotta get Blues out the hood, man. We gotta get Blues out the hood.
It's somebody living in that bitch, all right.
What, in those buildings? Fuck no.
Yeah,
And they're boarded up? Oh.
yeah. While they're boarded up.
Oh, see, now that's a nice house right there.
That's not that
Quick
bad.
house.
Like, that's
Yeah,
acceptable.
let me see.
It's got a weird design, but it looks nice. Oh, look, they got a little
Let me
dish
just go.
TV
Let
Netflix.
me go to Google Maps and see if I can get like an accurate picture of this neighborhood.
That must
Forgot
be
you could
humid
do
as
street
fuck
view.
because it's overcast. Yeah, dude, that's fucking ghetto as fuck.
Here, I'm gonna try to go street view on Google Maps. How the fuck do I go street?
This is why Blues is afraid of me sending him Kawaii dolls because he'd get his ass kicked. Like, what, you like Kawaii dolls? Well, fuck you, man! And then he just kick his ass. I'd be like, look, I would have to go down there and be like, this friendship. This friendship! You know, friendship is love, and then they wouldn't get it. So, it'd probably be bad.
Look at these nice ass English
Yeah.
brick house.
I'm gonna go to Stoner Piccolo's community and I'll be like, I'm here for friendship! And then we'll see what goes from there. Like, I'll tell everybody in this community, I'm fucking here for friendship. What are you here for?
Well, you're mostly white, so
They'd
no
probably be
problem.
okay with it. It's like, it's not,
Yeah.
he's not too bad. He's kind of light-skinned. We can tolerate this from him.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones.
if Blues came around here, they'd be like, I don't know.
It's like,
It's like, oh, who the fuck's this one?
Yeah. I look Puerto Rican. enough.
Okay. I found a good street view of some ghetto ass houses. Yes, sir.
Well, God, it's like he's trying to
yeah.
brag about it. Like Krellin's
yeah.
horrified. He's like, God,
Look at the squalor I fucking live in.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's not too bad.
That's
If you got a shotgun, you're pretty good in that last image. You just need a shotgun. Be like, fuck you. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but I mean, yeah, it's not perfect either. I'm sure there's plenty of...
that was taken more recently.
Yeah, there's no
'Cause
crackheads or anything. Or
Are those iron bars
Yeah, I just-
to the house to the right?
Yeah, I mean it could look a lot worse, Blues, but like I'd imagine all the
you want worse?
the idiots out there and shit, like all the retards that would cause problems. Those are the ones that I worry about. It's not the setting so much as. Oh, well, that looks fucking horrible. What the fuck
You
is
just
that?
go down the street.
Bro, that literally does look like Detroit. Like, if you said that was Detroit, I'd be like, yeah, that's Detroit, bro. It's like, that looks horrible.
Nah, it's Houston.
Like, what are all those tires doing there? Who put them there? There's like a story behind that.
No one knows. No one knows.
So when I visit you and I go to your hood, I'll be like, I'm gonna ask people. I'm gonna be like, who put the fucking tires there, man?
Who put those fucking tires?
Dude, look at fucking. That looks wholesome as shit. Like there's fucking elves living there in those houses.
Yeah, except that yellow car is all parked up weird.
There's fucking elves in there and shit.
Up the sidewalk.
They're like, hey, Krillin, you want to go for a ride? They're like the elves are waiting.
Look at this.
The elves are
waiting.
Look
at this. The sidewalk doesn't even exist in my hood. Look at that shit.
Oh, that looks horrible. Like that does look depressing looking.
Oh my god.
Like it looks like a ramshackle. Like it almost looks like an industrial area that doesn't have industry. Like they tried and they failed. It's like
and look at this. People got RV. People got People got non-functional RVs in their backyard. People have non-functioning RVs in their backyards.
This is sad.
That's awesome. I mean, that's horrible. That's awesome.
And so basically, you live in the worst part of fucking Houston you can live in.
Christ, dude.
One of the worst parts, yes. Here, let me go over here to Sunnyside. It's even worse over there.
I want to go back to fucking Krillin's place. It looks wholesome as fuck. All the houses are nice. There's like nice trees. There's no trash. It's like, yo, like when do I gotta live in England? Like I want to live there with the elves and shit. Look, this obviously the fucking elves are keeping it clean. Like I want to live there.
Look at that. That's the neighborhood next to mine.
I am gonna click the link. Dude, that ain't bad. Like, fuck, I want to live in England. They know the way.
Look at mine. Look at the latest picture I sent.
Well, that shit is just the fucking so depressing. I would be like, fuck that. If I saw that shit, that's why I tell you to join the military. Like that is fucking sad.
And then they got nerve enough to try and start building new houses out here.
Like, what the fuck
while
is that?
Still keeping the ones that are falling apart up.
That literally looks like in a third world country. Like if you said Africa, I'd be like, yeah, that looks like kind of like Africa. And it's not. It's like it's fucking Houston. Like if you said that was Kenya,
this is the fourth largest city in America.
2020 Kenya, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. It could be Kenya.
This is the fourth largest city in America, people.
Dude, there's no fucking driveway. It's a dirt road and there's a pond. Like literally, like a primordial ooze is growing from one of those fucking pictures. Like
you're looking at the fourth largest city in America, people.
I'm just waiting for a new species to grow out of that primordial ooze. Like what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
It's like you wanna come visit?
I'll visit you, but I'm not going to that fucking place. Because I got
how much your house? Let me see. Let me go see how much houses.
Plus, you know why I can visit you? Because you could like shield me from him. I'd be like, oh, he's just visiting. They'll be like, oh, okay, so he's not like a snitch or
South Park, Houston.
Like Blues, if I visited you, what would you have to do to make sure I don't get killed or attacked?
Basically just don't talk to anyone.
It's that bad?
Yeah, just don't talk to anybody.
I think I'm hood enough to where I could actually get along with most of them.
Okay, Krillin, the cheapest house in my area is $55,000.
what, a year? What does that break down monthly?
No, that's for sale. That's for sale.
No.
Yeah, this is to buy. $55,000.
I wouldn't buy that shit for fucking. That's like a $10,000 property worth to me. There's no fucking. What are you talking about? If it's the one with the fucked up.
Oh my God! No, look at this. I got it right here. I'm about to say. This is $55,000 right here.
Stoner Piccolo's feeling better. He lives in Ohio right now. Like literally.
This is the cheapest.
Ohio looks much better in this shit right now.
This is the cheapest house in my area.
What the fuck is that, dude? What the fuck? Like, bro, like that literally looks so fucked up. Like, I wouldn't, like, fuck that. Like, that looks like something where you're gonna get shot. Like, if you just show up. Like, if that was Blues' house, if Blues was to say, hey, that's my house and that's my car, I'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm never gonna visit you. You can visit me, but like, that looks like something where I'd get shot. You know? Yeah. Not even the car looks good. The car looks like it's a death trap in itself. Like that's the type of car like a fucking nigga gets shot in and dies from a drive-by.
Look at this.
Literally.
Look at this. Look at this.
See, you see how I went from fucking normal to yeah.
That's $85K.
Oh God.
That's 85. That's $85K.
Yep.
My house is bigger than that, and it's worth $30,000 less.
Yeah, I'd probably be better to move up to where fucking Stoner Piccolo lives, because at least I can get weed and there's better properties. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and him, we'd get along great. We'd be like we'd start running that place. It'd be like, you like weed and anime? We're gonna be fucking great.
Let me see.
That shit looks so whack. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh yeah, this is even worse over here. Let's see.
Like, are those retired people or just normal people?
Normal people.
Yeah, fuck that.
These are just normal houses.
That looks like a trailer park house that's with extra steps. Like, literally. It has like a little drive-through thing. Like, it depends on... Well, that looks like shit. Like, that looks like some depressing England shit. $90K for the cheapest DBLP. Is that to own the building, or to actually, like...
to own the building?
Do you actually get to own the building for $90K, or do you have to actually... I used to live in a terrace, yeah. Because I know in England, like, to own land is probably very, very hard. Like, you had to basically, like, fucking, like, be the next Rothschilds to own land in England. It's kind of like Japan. Like, you're, like, British people are kind of like the Japanese versions of Europe. Where you're not, you know, you live in Japan, you ain't gonna own any fucking land. So how about you get over that shit real quick? They do. That's why we get so many quirky anime shits. You know, like, hey, you're not gonna own your own building, but like, you like tentacle porn? I'm like, you know, okay, I guess we're going down the tentacle porn world. Like, fuck owning property. This tentacle's going places that you would never expect.
Oh. That's lewd.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. I need to get a couple hours of sleep before I go into work here at night.
Yeah, don't stay here
see
for
you,
us.
Piccolo.
This shit is so fucking depressing. Like, I mean, you should have gone to sleep a long time ago. But I enjoy your presence.
Yeah, I wish I was looking at you right now.
Look at this shit. Like, that shit looks like that's repulsive as fuck. Like, what the fuck is that, Blues?
Thanks for ruining my dreams later.
Yeah,
it's the fourth largest city in America.
Stoner Piccolo is gonna dream of this shit. He's gonna dream of being in Houston. He's like, oh, he's gonna wake up like, oh, What the fuck was
Yeah,
that?
I'm gonna wake up with the cold sweats and be like, oh shit!
Yeah.
There were just tires in the middle of the street everywhere.
And then Blues is gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna play Magika Blues. You wanna play Magika Green? He's gonna go from there.
Magika Green. You just get the whole fucking rainbow of magical girls.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.
Later, bro.
Alright, see you, Piccolo.
Your community is so fucking depressing that, like, I don't even know what to say to that.
Alright, last one.
Dude, what the fuck is that, dude? That literally looks like a That literally looks after... That fucking block literally looks like after everybody dies of a plague and there's nobody left to maintain the streets. And you're telling me that's part of Houston?
Yep. A few streets away from my house.
Dude, I don't even know what the fuck to say to that. That looks like some shit that I would never go unless I was completely armed. Like, that looks like
It's
shady.
like, these are the neighborhoods you avoid.
That looks shady as fuck. Like, so you can go down there because people know you, right? But if I went down there...
I live here.
But if I went down there, I'd get fucked up real quick if they didn't know who I
was.
Well,
the places, the pictures I'm showing you, the streets I'm showing you, it's like, I don't go over there. I don't know nobody over there. Shit, fuck. No, fuck that shit. And the craziest part.
So post the neighborhood you live in. I want to see what you live at.
All right, let's see.
Not all these fucking outer shit. I want to see where you live at. Cause I might come visit you one day. You know, you never know. This definitely feels like an order a pizza day. I'm already fucked up. This podcast. How long has this podcast been going on for? 3. No way, it's gone on for that long. 3 fucking hours. God damn it.
Yeah, you might want to stop recording now.
Oh God.
Just so you won't have to fucking edit it so much.
You know, the only people who have actually posted shit I would live at is in England. That's telling you something right there. All your shit is fucking horrible. Like, the only place
This is my street. This is my block right here.
Oh yeah, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem. Yeah, I can see.
That's supposed to be a daycare right there on the corner.
I can see why you would probably find it a problem to jog because you get fucked up real quick.
Yeah.
So what's it like to live there? Like, what do you do that most people wouldn't expect you to do? Like, do you feel like if you just walked around there you get robbed or some shit, or do people like take care of their own? Like, are you part of like affiliation where you won't get fucked up, or?
No.
No.
Nah, I don't know anybody and nobody knows me. So.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, here's my house with both of my old cars. Yeah, this is definitely fucking old.
Like fucking Krillin's looking at this.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you my house right here.
I guarantee you, Krillin is looking at this like this is bad. Like, this looks like a third world country.
This is my house. This is my house.
Oh God. That does look.
That little shitty Kia right there. That's mine. Well, it used to be mine before it got fucking towed.
I mean, you have a decent looking house. How are your neighbors like? Are they
that's because the grass is cut. When the grass ain't cut, it looks like nobody fucking lives there.
Are your neighbors at least decent?
They don't pay me no mind.
Well, you're good then.
Yeah.
It's not too hood. Like, it's hood, but it ain't like fucking ghetto.
Like Krillin said, it's the nice part of the shithole.
Yeah.
But then, let me show you a house over here in River Oaks.
Oh God.
I'll show you a house over here in River Oaks. Yeah.
It sounds like horribleness. See, where you live, it looks alright. Like, it ain't bad. Like, if you inherited that shit, I'd be like, yeah, keep that. That's a nice house.
Yeah, we do own this house. So yeah.
Well, you black folks doing it right.
We do happen. Yeah, we do happen to own this house. Where the fuck is River Oaks? I want West University. Oh, it's like right over here. No.
I think it's hard to own property in the UK or Japan because there's so little to go around for everybody. I think that's a big problem in where they come from. That's the one good thing about America is there's so much land to go around. It's still cheap. But to own your own property in England, you gotta like fucking, you gotta like take down a whole nation.
Where is Chevy Chase Boulevard? Yeah, we have a street named after that motherfucker Chevy Chase. Yep, here we go.
Yeah.
Right here. Yep, let me show you some houses over here on Chevy Chase Boulevard. Look at this shit.
I will say this.
Now, I just been now, Rob. Keep in mind, I just been showing you the shithole parts of where I live, right?
Yeah, but you don't. At least you don't live in them. Like if you lived in these areas you shown, I'd be like, God damn, Blues. Like I gotta get you the fuck out of there. But where you live is not that bad. That's
Look at
nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's the nice part of the city.
How far is that away from where you live?
Oh, it's quite a ways.
That looks nice as fuck.
Oh yeah, this is I think at the end of this street is George Bush's mansion.
Really? For real? Damn.
Yeah, George Bush used to live on Chevy Chase Boulevard. Let me try to see.
Are these gated communities you can't enter or some shit?
No, these are the ones you can just drive around because these are closer to the main streets.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this one is. Let me try to see if I can find one of the gated communities. Because this is probably the only time I'll ever be able to see a fucking gated community. It's on Google Maps Street View.
That's what I love about Tim Dillon. They would literally go fuck with people in gated communities.
Yeah, like look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Yeah. Krella's looking at the size of that shit because, like, the amount of land you can own in America compared to UK must be outrageous. Like, I don't even know, like, because the thing is that that's why so many people move to the New World is because it was really hard to get land, like in Europe. Like, because all the land's taken. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a mansion right there. And then look at this. Look at this yard right here. This is somebody's front fucking yard. This is somebody's front yard. Man. This is somebody's front yard. I can't go any closer than this.
Looks nice as fuck.
And then you look and see what my neighborhood and shit. It's like what? It doesn't look like the same city.
Really, doesn't it? Because that looks fancy as fuck.
That's this beautiful. Is over here by the country. This is over here by the country club. I didn't even know Houston had a fucking country club. Let me look up some gated communities.
You want to know where I grew up? I'll show you. Let's see.
Let's see.
Fuck. Remember where I lived though? Casa de Oro. Elementary. I'm going to show you where I lived, Blues, when I was younger. And you know, right. I didn't live in necessarily bad areas, but I'm going to kind of show you where I kind of grew up. This is in Southern California. Oh god, they've changed a lot. What the fuck is this? This isn't even a bad area. Do you know? You know what the fucked up thing is? There's a part of
What?
There's a part of California that's called Ramona, and my mother's name is Ramona. That was never an intention of mine to name it like Romanus after Ramona or any of that bullshit. But like, oh my god, I know exactly where this is. Fuck, dude. Oh my god, this takes back memories. Fuck, dude. You don't know how much this takes back memories. Oh my god, like, I used to go down the street on my bike. Like, fuck, dude. Oh my god, this is fucking me up right now. This is bringing back memories of my mom. There's where I lived! Oh my god, that's where I lived! Fuck. Okay. Okay. So,
Fuck.
how do I capture this to send it to you?
Screen print screen.
Okay.
Where the fuck are the nice houses?
So just snipping tools and shit. Basically, is that how you did it?
I just print screen, control print screen.
Look at this, bro. God, this is fucked up, dude. I used to live here, and this was me during like elementary school and middle school. Fuck, dude, this brings back so many memories. It's like a world away. But this is California. I'm gonna show you. I lived in this apartment, and I want you to know, like, dude, back then I was kind of like. Even back then, I was kind of like thinking of like fantasy worlds that we do now.
Right.
But you know, like the shit that you showed is so fucked up. Like, dude, I don't even know what the like. That's the fucking depressing as fuck. But like, this is where I grew up.
Oh, I can't go into this gated community. Ah, that's ass. That's fucking ass.
That's where I grew up. These are apartments I lived in.
Yeah, see, that doesn't look that bad though.
No, it isn't that bad. It really isn't. My mom.
It's like compared to the shit I was showing you.
But you see those apartments, like, dude, like this is. Like, that's literally the street I grew up on, right, Berluz? Where, like, like, Jimmy Sanchez told me when I was a kid, like, that Vegeta had Bola as a daughter. And I'm like, you're full of shit. Like, this is during the Toonami era, where, like, it was only, like, the, This is during the Toonami era, where, like, it was still a Namek saga. And so my Mexican friend's like, oh no, you don't get it. Like Vegeta marries Bulma and she has a daughter. I'm like, you're a fucking lying piece of shit. Like, I didn't believe him. It was so crazy. Like, that is literally the apartment building I lived in when that was happening. It's fucking crazy, dude.
What's on the agenda today? Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Why?
You want to end it?
I mean, it's been going on for what, like 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah. They ain't getting anything out of it, so hold on. We're about to end this shit. You know what? Enjoy it.
We can
Enjoy
end it.
it!
Do some. We can end it, and then we can have a romcast.
Yeah, we'll have a romcast. This shit's ending.
This is the main podcast. Now they're getting the